Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the next session of Monster of the Week. How's everyone doing? We have the party assembled in the base. Everyone's chilling, no longer dying. Oh yes, on that note, we've all fixed our HP, correct?
No, it's been 2 weeks.
I don't know. Double check your...
Have I healed?
I don't know. You tell me. Click your character sheet. Let's see. I
think I only took 1 harm last time.
I am healed, but my experience is full.
Did you level and forget to level, or did you?
Probably.
Well, actually, you have 2 improvements.
I have 2 improvements?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I think you're on your 3rd because you failed.
There was a lot of failure.
Yeah.
I failed a lot last time.
Okay, so you're probably in the process of leveling and thinking about it. So go ahead and do that. I'll uncheck all your experience. I guess also as a reminder, Roll20 is always open. You don't need me to be in it to mess with your characters, unlike Foundry, obviously. So if you want to mess with Crooked Move Artifact, you took Artifact.
So I'm on my 3rd improvement?
Yeah, you should be in your 3rd improvement, basically. So go ahead and yoink one of those while we're discussing this. I think the rest of you are fine. I added your HP to your character, so if you click on your token, that little 0 says how much harm you have.
Oh, it says harm instead of total HP going down.
Yes, because the harm goes up in this game, not down. So once you reach 7 harm, no bueno. So 0 is good. You want to be at 0. That'll go up as you take damage. This way you don't just go, oh, I'm dead, oops. And if you want to keep track of your health, you don't necessarily keep your character sheet open, which I believe you can pop out. I think we discovered, right?
Yep.
Yes. So if you want to click that and make it pop out, you're more than welcome to do so if you want to drag it off screen or something and put it somewhere that's more convenient for you.
And I think I'm going to take driver so that I can use my own vehicle instead of Margot's.
Wait, you don't like the Margot mobile?
Rude.
No, but I would like to be able to hotwire it, and that is one of the things here in driver.
You want to hotwire my mobile, my automobile?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Oh wait, anyone's car?
Yeah, any car.
Oh.
I can hotwire any. Oh, okay. You gain +1 to ongoing while driving. Plus, you can hotwire anything. The older it is, the fewer tools you need. You also own 2 handy, widely available vehicles.
Damn. Freaking Carson has an armada.
Or I could take Notorious, which means I would have a reputation from my criminal past that we don't talk about, just for the record. We don't talk about it.
We don't care. Margot just shot somebody like a session ago, so it's okay.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's fine.
Does Margot know? No. She doesn't.
I also almost killed Margot.
This is true.
That's the kind of I think that's the kind of gang we are. Yeah, I'm gonna take driver.
All right, perfect.
Or sorry.
You're good. Still.
I want to choose something that'll actually be useful though.
Here, let's do this. Maybe stew on it. I'll give you guys your task, and then if you are inspired by one of the options, go ahead and feel free to grab.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I mentioned before, when we make Monster Week like a more permanent, I guess, fixture in our schedule, I'll have like a day in the week where we just play, and whoever can show up. Awesome. We might stick in the same world with Boss Man in the base and this group. Very SCP. It makes things much easier because you can have people just tag in and tag out for cases. It makes everything very, very straightforward. So you can play a new character. You can, actually utilize your skills and such. So yeah.
All right.
If you can't think now, perfectly fine. Always can poke in the future.
All right.
Anyway, we do have beginning of mystery rolls, do we not?
Has the mystery started?
Technically, I think you're supposed to do it before, because it lets you ask the group something, right? Does that work? So basically, you can acquire information.
Do you mean me?
You're the only one, yeah. awkwardly stares at you. It's not Fortune. Which one was it?
No, the questions are: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can
No,
it hurt?
no. The beginning of mystery thing you have. When you're in good standing with your sect at the beginning of each mystery, roll plus charm. That one.
Is she in good standing with her sect?
Currently, yes. Your very first move.
For now.
For now.
Not again.
Have you failed that every single time?
Every single time.
What is it asking you to roll? Charm?
Yeah.
That's why you have -1 charm.
Why do you have a -1 charm?
Because
if
I'm
that's
not
your
a charming kind
stat?
of girl.
She is not charming. This is very true.
I can't argue that.
I have one more fail and I get to level up again. I didn't pick up which skill I was gonna level.
Yes, that is technically a fail. So I guess you level.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm leveling the next one.
You already marked experience?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, you're fast.
One
Okay.
day I'll level again.
Can I roll? Can I roll? Please, can I roll? Alrighty, so we will cross that bridge when we get there. Basically, the sect will ask you to do something maybe not so great. Alrighty, this one is nice and simple. Saying that the rest of you have nothing to do prior to the mystery. Everyone shows up. And Mr. Bossman walks on in. Holding nothing in his hands this time around.
You know I love my files.
Unfortunately, he has none. Gives you a
How
quick,
dare.
curt nod. Says, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning.
What's up?
Morning.
I have a, well, somewhat interesting case for you this time around. Sorry, Parson, I do not have any files for you. But, well, you all can take fun notes from me in the field, can't you?
I near my eyes.
Me too. I squint.
I maybe send someone with a pen and paper to follow you around. Regardless, we've heard some inklings hinting something in the woods. We're not entirely sure what it is, so precisely if we even need to look into it or not, but it is better to be safe than to be sorry. We've heard reports of various hikers that were attacked, as they put it, by some sort of moss, actually.
Moss?
Yes, precisely. Not entirely sure how to respond to that. I was expecting more of a creature, something bloodier, nastier, but yes, they said that moss was attacking them. I'm not entirely sure how that functions. There have been no deaths, but this is a prevailing request. It's come up multiple times to the point where, well, we don't want it to exactly get into the news. If there's something darker at play, I would like it stopped.
Well, alrighty then.
Alright, where are we going?
The four of you will be heading to the hillside forest. It is, well, some ways from here.
Is it spooky?
What's forest? It depends on, I guess, your take on forests. Those forests are quite spooky at night, so.
I can make it spooky.
Oh,
You
wait,
can-
is it nighttime?
If you get there at nighttime, yes. Otherwise, no. It'll be daytime.
Okay, well, then I'm not going to worry about it.
Feeling a little snarky today, Mr. Boss.
You are.
Am I now? Anyway, all the same, do you need anything to prepare? Please let me know. Otherwise, all we know, Moss is attacking campers and hillside folk.
Not the moss monster.
Indeed.
Well,
if-
everybody laughed at the Gill Man first, but not anymore.
This is quite true. I guess just be careful. Bring what you need, and, well, they say.
Alright.
As the four of you head out, he sort of taps his finger on the table. Margot,
Yeah.
for you specifically, as the three of you leave. He
Yeah.
pauses a moment, as it's just he and Margot in the room, and says, "This issue. If you could collect a sample or any other research notes, that would be appreciated.
Research notes.
Anything you can find. Any notes you can take in the field.
Alright, I'll see what I can find.
Yes. Other than that, you are dismissed.
Later, boss.
He gives you a quick nod and heads to sit down as the four of you leave the facility. From what you've gathered, it is... the drive would be a little too far. So with our capabilities, we can take a train. If you absolutely need your vehicle, they can help transfer your vehicle with, so you don't need to worry too much about that.
Do we have to go hiking
To get into the...
this?
To look around the forest, yes. A little bit of hiking.
Can you drive me back to my house because I have hiking gear there?
Sure.
Thank you. I
And
don't
after
want to
you
get
guys-
blisters
Oh, of
or
course not.
anything. You know, some sunscreen for y'all.
I guess before you guys depart the base and leave the primary town, is there anything that you'd like to collect?
I want to go buy bug spray.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
All right, bug spray.
I-
How far is this place?
It's about 5-6 hours from here, so basically they will load up the Margo van onto a train, and the rest of you onto a train to basically speedboat you
My
guys
bike.
to the location.
Is
Can't figure out
Marco's
my bike.
vehicle off-roading?
Of course it is. It's a Hummer, baby.
Don't call me that. Just kidding.
It comes to the territory. When you say it's a Hummer, you have to say it's a Hummer, baby.
Exactly.
To literally everyone, even if you don't want to.
You know how we had those like hard lines?
Yeah.
That's one of them.
That's what.
Don't talk about your Hummer like that.
Don't talk about your Hummer like that.
It's infinitely triggering. Skin getting peeled off, I'm fine with that. Hummers,
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I also get some bug spray just for
Sure.
backup. A little
I've-
first aid kit just in case.
I believe in our character sheets, I think you guys can add stuff to under items, other gear. Yeah, but if you want to
Other
write
gear.
under other gear, that you brought
Bug
bug spray or hiking gear, you're more than welcome to. Like I mentioned before, there isn't necessarily an inventory in this game for just stuff, so you don't need to say I have 3 torches, etc., etc. If you just say, hey, logically it makes sense that I'd have a water bottle on me, like you guys, the very, very first case, logically, yeah, that would make sense. You guys are field agents, why wouldn't you have water on you? We can make concessions and say, yeah, you would definitely have that. Obviously, there's a line where I would say, okay, there's no way you'd have like all these things on you. That's physically impossible. You're not carrying a giant backpack unless that's your character. Some characters do have giant backpacks on.
I'm not carrying a giant backpack, but I am carrying some stuff
Fair enough.
like water and bug spray and sunscreen and
I
stuff.
definitely always have a survival kit in my Hummer.
Yeah. So for like I said, generic stuff, you don't need to write it down. But for this case specifically, if you want to write down like hiking gear and bug spray, we'll go with that. Don't like tackle like that. Don't tackle like 1,000 things. But for that case, it's perfectly fine.
Should I write that or should I just say it out loud?
Up to you.
Okay.
I usually advocate for writing things down so we don't forget. Just
I
because
have a notebook also, always.
perfect, because I will forget sometimes. There's a lot to remember, so I want to make sure no one gets snubbed on something cool they brought.
All
Are we
right.
gonna have a Demon Slayer train ride?
No,
no.
please no.
Hopefully not in this specific encounter. That would be not so
yet.
great. Not yet. Maybe
If
maybe
so, I'm
sometime in the
hyped
future.
as fuck.
maybe sometime in the future. All right, having
that would fit this world.
it very much would. Yes, you guys would need to be extra careful though. You don't have anime plot armor.
Very
well,
true.
I guess
Says
technically
you.
you do.
Not
in-
yet.
yeah, technically you do in your
But we're
luck,
the
but
main character.
oh, you are. And I guess your plot armor is
have luck.
literally your luck. But if you use too much of that, you kind of just
You just
yeah. I get to be really mean to you if you use all your luck.
Mm.
Fortunately, we're doing this as like a one shot.
You get
so
to be mean to my entire organization if I use up all my luck.
is it I'm mean to them or they're mean to you?
I mean, it's a careful difference.
Oh, you can be kind of nasty with mine.
I can be
mean,
very
when
nice
I-
with yours. Yeah.
When I spend luck, something goes wrong for your sect, an ill-advised project or disastrous operation.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
baby. Oh
I'm-
god.
I'm pretty sure when it's all gone, something really bad happens.
Containment breach.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That sounds really fun. Okay.
So pretty much the mission is investigate the evil moss.
Yes.
Pretty
Correct, but
much. So
Gotcha.
far.
unfortunately, wasn't able to give you any additional information. That is all you guys know. We are
Not
on the
even
train.
paper.
Not even a piece of paper this time. Nope. I mean, maybe he gave you guys an empty manila folder just because Carson looked like he's like, damn, I really wanted a folder though. So maybe on the way out he like tapped you and said here's a folder. And you're like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
and
I
Just
put
like a
my
picture of
notebook in it.
Moss.
I also no, never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna bring
Words.
something. I don't remember what it was.
It'll come to you when you're
When
dying.
you need
And
it.
Just know that I was going to say what it was before we left,
let the record show.
but I just can't remember.
I had a great idea. So sometime later. Oh, there we go.
This is not a great idea. I'm bringing an extra phone charger.
Oh god, all that build up for an extra phone charger?
Yeah. Because I want to
Just
take
in
pictures and
case.
stuff of
That's
the
very
mysterious
important.
stuff. And
We
I
do
don't want
use
my
our phones
phone
a
to
lot.
die.
True.
Can I load
Margo.
up my dirt bike onto the train?
Yeah, of course.
Dope.
Do you have a phone charger in your Hummer, Margo?
Yeah.
Like a phone dock?
But
Homer?
with this many phones, it's good to have extras.
Excellent.
It's important.
Does it
Portable
actually
chargers are a good thing.
does it actually charge at like a decent pace, or is it like your standard phone charger in the car where it
No,
takes like
it's
an hour to get like
no,
1%?
it's a super fast one.
I
High
also only have the
speed.
best.
Yeah, it's lime green like your vehicle, so it matches.
You
Oh,
bet.
God.
The cables
Oh,
are?
God.
Is the inside lime green?
Is
All
the
of it.
inside? No.
Is the inside
it's
of your
black.
vehicle lime green? All of it's black?
Are you
Damn.
sure? Because they do have leather like special seats, you know?
No,
like,
I'm not
like-
that tacky.
Do you have one of those seatbelts
Not
that like
yet.
goes over both shoulders and like buckles in the middle, like race car drivers? No.
Yes.
Don't say no.
Don't lead the witness. She'll have to say.
Why would you tell her these things? She'll just say
Exactly.
yes.
Do you have this horrible thing in your car that I already hate? Yes.
No.
Now that you brought it up. Does it bother you I have it?
No, not at all. I love it actually.
Perfect.
Great. Let's
Alrighty,
get
so-
going.
The train arrives at its destination, unloading Margot's reverse mint Oreo of a vehicle and Seto's dirt bike. For all you guys know, this particular partition of the train was specifically meant for the four of you. It was relatively empty. You guys received, standard services and such, and no one bothered you. And now we have arrived at a very hilly landscape.
Perfect for moss monsters to hide.
Perfect for moss monsters to hide. It is
Ain't that convenient?
very convenient. While it is not nighttime, we'll say it is around it's at noon or so. Entering the actual forest, you guys can see from a distance it is thick and lush. You can smell the pine and just the various outdoorsy scents from here. Wafts
Smells
up
like
and over
my
the hills.
cologne.
Smells like you're sure. You're at home here.
Love a good pine scent.
Spray myself with bug spray.
Bugs get her anyway.
Damn.
No.
Can I make magic bugs to get her?
Yeah, you probably
Use
could.
magic for bugs.
Theoretically, yes.
What if
So-
you rolled bad though? Like,
Then we blow up and die.
Yeah. I was like,
All for
honestly,
bugs.
over.
something bad, but badder? I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling. Depends on my mood. Maybe how low the roll is.
You know what? I want to do that. I want to assault her with magic bugs. No damage, just annoying bugs.
You want to annoy Margo as you guys are getting out of the train?
Yes. See, we're fine.
All right, excellent. Risking that biscuit. Alrighty.
Only Margo.
What kind of bugs are they?
Just like mosquitoes. There's some wasps in there.
And
Oh.
but,
Just
but-
any type of bug that you absolutely hate.
okay, and they're only too annoyed. They're not biting her or anything.
Yeah.
Excellent. Your dark passenger appreciates this and very much is willing to play this prank with you.
Perfect.
As annoying little gnats and mosquitoes and
Oh,
winged
man, gnats are the
insects
worst.
swarm around Margo. They don't sting you, but you get the feeling that if you speak too much or walk too fast, you might end up with a mouthful of bug.
Sometimes leading the witness turns out well, actually.
I scream and start running.
The two things I said not to do.
Oh, there she goes.
All right, are you running towards the forest?
No, I run to the bug spray.
Okay, so you run out of your vehicle to grab the bug spray in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you spraying them or yourself?
Both.
Okay.
Just everywhere.
As you spray around, Margot, you notice that a good portion of them die and wilt to the floor. But as they hit the floor, Zion, you look at them and you can tell most of them are magical bugs. So either they're feigning death to get revenge later, or
Nice.
she just softened them up enough that they can't fly anymore.
Well, I stomp on their guts.
Damn.
All right then.
My poor magic bugs.
Do they squish like normal bugs?
They squish like normal bugs. You look under your shoe and you see a nice smear left behind.
Excellent.
And then up ahead of you, you see the forest. Mostly silent, you can hear some wilderness and animals, birds and such chirping.
I'm like, oh, look at that woodpecker. Isn't that beautiful?
I'm just gonna
Is there a
go walking
path
in the
we
forest.
have, or
Are we just roaming through the woods?
Looking up ahead, you do see that you guys were dropped off in a relatively normal location. There were actually parking spots and such, so you guys aren't too far into Booneyville. From what you gathered, there are various entrances to this forest that are used, probably, I'd say, semi-frequently, to campers and such. So there is a path if you wish to follow it.
I follow it.
All right, we all move in slowly, walking to the hillside forest. And looking about, our suspicions are indeed true. As we turn to the left and turn to the right, you can see that it is fairly obvious that...
That the monster's been here?
No, what?
What's obvious?
How dark
moss.
the forest is.
Even though
And
it's
that.
noonish?
Even though it's noonish, correct.
So it's kind of like suspiciously dark.
Poopy.
Almost, yes.
Is there
Stuffy.
a fog or anything?
There's only light fog. You can feel some humidity in the air, but looking down from your guys' aerial view, you can tell that this was a very dense forest. So while it's probably meant for some campers, this isn't somewhere you would standardly take your family. Not necessarily dangerous, just, for the people that like it more rough in the wild. Other than that, though, it seems like a regular forest.
Well, I'm on alert, but I just keep walking.
I
Alright.
check every bit of moss possible on the way.
Excellent.
All of them.
As we move at a somewhat slower pace, because of Zion's maybe... Is it fear? Is it paranoia? Or is it just you being very...
Yes.
Okay. Checking every bit of moss along the way. Zion, you
Not a
notice
fan
that...
of plants, Zion? Not a fan of plants?
Well, it's a moss monster.
You
Gotta
look
check
kind
every
of
bit of moss.
shifty. I guess that's true.
At least it's
Alright.
supposed to be a moss monster. Unless we've been lied to.
They're falling behind. I'm just walking straight forward.
All right,
I'm
Margot's
not being that cautious.
somewhat taking the lead in this not race, as Zion is squatting down, looking at a rock in the lower portion of a tree, speaking of Carson.
Is there enough space for me to drive my bike?
For a little while, looking up ahead, Seto, I guess to reiterate what I said prior, you could drive your bike in here a little while, but you'd have to abandon it at some point, so that's up to you. Obviously, you'd also be the only person on a vehicle, so you either get super far ahead or super far behind, but you can kind of tell just from looking up above that there is no straight path further into this forest, so if you have to go further in, then you'd have to abandon your bike at some point. Leave it against a tree or something, and then find your way back. Entirely up to you.
I'll just go on foot.
Zion, you notice that most of the moss you're looking at seems natural. You touch it, it doesn't touch you back. Fortunately, it doesn't bite you, it doesn't growl or cry. It's all growing around approximately the same side on each rock and tree face that you can see. So you move on. Nothing too crazy or special here.
How dark is it around us right now?
It is... You've been to a forest during the day that just has really high, thick trees, so it's not dark like night.
It's not dark where we have to use a flashlight.
the flashlight would help. You can see. It's imagine day, but really, really thick clouds overhead. Effectively is how the trees are. I mean, there's some light flickering through the various branches and such, but the forest is not equally thick. There are some, there's some open paths and such, and you guys can definitely see. I guess I'll ask this question: are you guys following the primary path you guys see, or are you trying to take maybe some like offshoots?
I guess a primary path.
Yeah,
because
primary path.
it went after normal people, so.
In fact, probably normal people in a campsite, right? So I want to find a campsite somewhere a little further in, like maybe way further in.
Sure. We'll see you guys end up walking for about an hour or so. This is a relatively large forest. Along the way, find anything too interesting. You see a deer. That's cute and all, but other than that, maybe a rabbit, some birds, more moss. Lots of moss to eye on, but no malicious moss.
Oh.
Was it an as in tasty or as in I like moss?
Yes.
All right.
You'll
Zion,
never know.
maybe he tastes some of the moss, and I don't know what that does for you, but I hope it's great.
Oh my.
Looking around up ahead, you guys actually see what seems to be a tent. It's nestled between forest of trees, but it looks like there's a big enough clearing. There's no table or anything. Like I mentioned, this is more of a wet and wild camping experience. So everything is set up.
Does it look occupied?
From this distance, you cannot tell.
I'll approach it.
Right? Are we all approaching at the same time?
Yeah, we're approaching. But also, I just want to say that you can actually eat lichen.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, like
Just-
you can eat it in a pinch.
Does
That's
it
weird.
provide nutrients?
I mean, you know, if you're starving, lost in the woods,
This
just
is
a
true.
little factoid. Zion, not that I want you to get lost or anything.
But if you happen to get lost, eat the lichen
but if
first.
you happen to get, or if the moss monster is lichen, maybe we could eat it.
Eat the moss
Oh.
monster.
That's a weird thought.
Run out of moss. Eat your friends.
That gives me an idea for a summoning.
Oh no.
I have to summon one monster every campaign.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Every single time?
Every single time.
Yeah, you have so far. Oh, I'm
Just
going to
don't
fail on
mess
that
it
one.
up.
Please fail on that one.
Please don't fail because I have a very low chance to help you.
I'll do my best.
All right, moving in. You guys can see that there is a blue tent, dark blue tent that is tied down. It's relatively close to some bushes, maybe a little too close. Either this is a first-time camper, or maybe they just got bored and decided to settle down here. You can see that there are two fold-out chairs. As you get closer, they are set up to what seems to be a campfire. As you get a little closer, you see that the cinders are still burning.
We'll call out. Hello, anyone here?
Your voice echoes through the forest as you receive no response.
Can
Where's
I
the
look
ground
in the
show me?
tent?
Sorry, what?
Can I look in the tent?
You may. What would you say, Margot?
Where does the ground show me?
The ground shows you some footprints, and as Carson is moving to the tent, you see a little closer, and against the floor, it almost blends in. And looking around, you can actually see it everywhere now. It's more on the trees and moving through the bushes and such. There is a thin layer of moss all along the campside, pouring into the tent. And as you open flaps, you actually loosen some of the moss. And looking inside, Carson, you see the bodies of two people, completely covered in a green lichen.
Close the tent flap.
Close the tent flap. It's too dark to see any details. But you know that they are
Can I-
not moving.
But I can tell that they're covered, though, right?
There was no
in
skin
light.
showing. You could tell that
So
both
it-
of them might have been conscious at the time of their attack, but you close the tent flap too quickly to get any further details.
Do I notice now that there's moss all over the place?
Looking down, you can see that there's maybe an eighth of an inch of moss. It's very thin.
Who's closest to me?
Probably Margot, I'd say.
Yeah, did I
I'm like-
notice her his quick close of the flap?
You would have seen and heard it, yeah.
I'm like, Margot,
Yeah, what's up?
they're covered in moss.
How
Do you think-
big is this? How big is this tent?
It's about an advertised tent, maybe for
2 people?
3 or so people. It's more so for sleeping than it is for recreation.
So is it like 6 by 6 or 10 by 10?
Closer to 6 by 6.
Does the moss doesn't seem like it's moving or anything, right?
Inside the tent, you couldn't tell. Outside, no.
All right.
And in fact, when you take a step back, you can see that where you stepped on it hasn't responded either. It's sprung back, as plants do, but it's not responding in any other way.
All right, I'm gonna. Hey, Mario.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open the tent flap again.
Grab my flashlight.
Yeah. Do you wanna? I get. You know what? Just be prepared.
Just hold the door open and I'll go in.
Oh, you want me to hold the door open? Okay, that's fine. I can do that. I just, you've been having some bad luck lately.
With what?
It's fine.
Everything.
But you know what? I guess I haven't been having that good of luck either. So, all
Well,
right.
Someone's got to do it, and I have a good idea what I'm looking at. Hopefully.
All right. I will hold the tent flap.
In fact,
You-
I pull out a knife from one of my little leg holsters and give it to you.
Thank you, Mario. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'll use this to cut up the lichen for food later.
Perfect.
All right. I open the tent flap. I
Turn the
hold it
flashlight on.
open.
And I go in. And I'm going right into those bodies. I want to see what's first if they're still alive, and then second if what happened to them exactly.
Of course.
So were
Actually,
they
kind of
drained?
crouching.
Were they drained of their blood? Were they eaten alive?
Vampire moss.
I'm also trying to. I'm like, oh, let me see too. Even though I'm the one who did not go in.
Do I need to roll and investigate?
If you're investigating, then yes.
I am. I am.
Okay. Okay, go and roll that then. Ready.
So
I believe that is hold 1.
yeah, hold 1.
Uno question. As you move in,
One.
Margot, a single question
What happened here?
floats throughout your mind. And the answer to that question is... Is it just your flashlight you have out?
Yeah.
You move close with your flashlight.
Actually, those questions I asked you earlier, would what happened here or what can it do work better? Because I want to see what happened to the body, so I guess it would be what can it do?
Well, what happened here, we'll basically give you the same answer.
Okay.
Leaning in, Margot, and quickly flitting your flashlight from corner to corner and focusing on the 2 bodies. You can see now that they, unfortunately, most likely suffered. They were probably awake while this happened, as their bodies are actually frozen. The left one has their right arm reaching outward and their back is arched. Their left arm is reaching out to the person next to them. You see the other body is also reaching, and their hands meet in the middle. The second body is holding at its throat. As you slowly move your light along, you can see that the moss is actually very closely pressed to their skin. They're not fat, lumpy humanoid bodies, but very clear humanoid figures with a thin layer of moss over them. You can't make out any details, but you can see the curve of their chin, their nose, and their ears. And you can see that the moss poured directly down their throats. They were most likely
Yeah.
suffocated.
I want to gently scrape a layer of moss off one of their arms.
You move forward to scrape off some moss. And as you do, it makes a uncomfortably gushy, wet sound. You unfortunately take some skin with you, unintentionally. Not because you pressed too hard, but because this moss has done something to them.
It dissolved them.
Yes, effectively, it is currently dissolving them. There is a wet, sopping swatch left on their arm, but you have your moss.
I guess I'll step out of the tent. And I have some files in my bag.
Okay.
I'll stick that sample in there.
All right. You collected skin moss sample.
All right.
Seto and Zion, what are you two doing?
Is this
Mossy
the only
people?
tent here?
In this area, yes, there's only one tent. Except they came out here alone.
I guess I will check
see
the
if there's
surrounding
any-
moss.
Yeah, just to see if there's any evidence of anything coming in, coming out.
Sure. Seto and Zion, as you guys look about, you actually notice now that you're facing straight down and you know where the moss went, you can see where it came from. And it looks like there's a fairly obvious path, maybe 5 or so feet wide, of moss that's thicker than it should be, moving along the forest floor. It's moving to the north. Northwest slightly. Further into the forest.
So that's away from us?
Correct. It is away from where you
Okay.
guys came from.
So Margot's looking inside the tent.
I believe you closed the flap and you moved away from it.
Wait, she moved away from it?
I think so, right? After you collected your sample?
Yeah.
Oh, so there was
I mean,
nothing
it-
else.
I assume
Well,
so. It was.
were there-
It's hungry.
Were there any did they have any backpacks or anything?
They did.
Because I'd like to find out who they were. And maybe alert the authorities.
Looking in there, you can definitely see that all their belongings are still indeed there.
Are they covered up? By the
Effectively,
moss?
the entirety, like the entire inside, is covered in moss. Yeah.
Would I be able to grab the backpacks?
You could. It's difficult to tell the extent of the damage, but reaching in it, a little messy. You actually look at your hand, the one that was holding open the flap, and you notice some of the moss got on you. It's not burning or anything. In fact, it almost feels like it's flaking away as if it's drying out.
Oh, weird. It's probably the bug spray. Or the sunscreen, you know. They don't like that kind of stuff.
Did you say how weird out loud?
About the thing that's flaking off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'll turn-
Margot, look at this.
Oh, weird.
Can you repeat that?
You
I said,
good?
Oh, that is weird.
You lagged a bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard.
Oh, embarrassing to hear your own folly. Just don't want to leave these people here like this, though. Like, I feel bad.
Well, we gotta find the thing before it gets anyone else.
I just want to get to their wallets and stuff to send the authorities later, like once we're done.
I can grab them.
Please do. You are doing very well today.
I'm fearless. I will go back in the tent and grab the backpacks.
It's a little crowded in there, Margot, but you're able to sort of wiggle and weasel your way into
Also,
the
on
tent.
the way out, I do want to touch the moss on the belongings to see if it flakes out or if it's gushy.
It does. You notice that the moss touching inorganic material seems to be dried,
Oh, it's searching for moisture.
potentially. Difficult to tell at this time, but it's definitely a very, very, very different texture. You find their backpacks fairly quickly. Most of their
that
belongings were pushed to
mean-
the left side of the tent.
Does that mean it thinks I'm dehydrated?
It was less so touching you, and more so you wiped it off the inside of the tent.
Oh, okay.
It was already dried.
All right. I was about to be offended, but it's fine. I drink
mean,
water religiously.
Drink water.
Come
It's
on.
always good to drink water. As a
you know,
reminder.
we are in a forest. There's probably some good creek water somewhere. All right. So when she takes out the she gets them out, no problem, right?
Yes, you're able to remove the backpacks fairly easily. You think you hear something behind you, Margot, as you're shuffling through their things. But as you quickly turn, you see that neither of the bodies have moved.
Margot.
So there are things at the very back of the tent?
No, you think you hear a shifting. You're not sure. Maybe if your foot slipped and you bumped one of the bodies or something, but it's wet and it makes a.
Get out of there. Margot, don't stay in there.
Do you see any like?
I mean,
dragging marks or
I do
anything?
this. I won't stay there.
Okay, you quickly hop out. What was the question, Seto?
I said, do we see any like drag marks or like foot marks around the tent, or not around the tent, but like the campsite?
You see various footsteps. Looking around, you can tell pretty quickly, Seto, that all of the footprints currently are from you guys, only because the ground was covered in this moss. So any footprints would be from new folk.
Can I see any like, not footprints, but like draggy, look like something's been dragged against the floor?
No. Looking around, you don't see any struggles or any bodies or anything.
Struggles,
dragged
but
around.
like something like, you know, like a moss thing slithering.
You do not know. If anything, it looks as if this growth was natural but very quick, almost as if it's growing like a wave. And we'll say for Margot and Carson looking through their bags quickly, you're just looking for their IDs essentially.
Yeah, just to get some information on them.
You find two names, the name of Ernest and August.
I write it down. And I guess I take the IDs? Maybe take pictures? I'm not entirely
Go
sure,
further
actually.
into the forest, because clearly we're getting closer to something bigger.
Feels that way. Is it? Are we all abandoning this general area?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take their, I feel weird taking their whole wallet, but I feel like taking their ID is worse. For some reason.
Do we
I
want to
mean-
bury them?
What?
No. Eventually,
No?
we'll need to report this to the authorities and have them
Yeah.
properly buried.
Yeah, like I just want to be able to report that
I-
they're, or
I
maybe I
would
could report that they're
say-
missing.
Yeah, I would say take the IDs at least, if not the whole wallet.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take the IDs.
Okay.
And then I'll.
So-
Margot,
Yes.
if I die, yeah, please don't let the IDs stay with me. It'll be weird.
All right, I can do that.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, you leave behind the rest of their belongings and move further into the forest, into the woods. And as we look about, we can see I wouldn't say relatively clear sign of where the moss came from, but it's not attempting to hide itself. It arcs off to the left and to the right occasionally, but you can see a much larger growth. Thin, but it's leading throughout the forest. Some of it twirls and spirals up trees. Some of it stops on rocks. But other than that, you can just see moss growing everywhere. You're not sure if this is all the same moss or this is just a particularly moist forest. Difficult to tell. But after walking for about 30 more minutes, yes,
Can I do my fortune skill?
you may. Oops, that is not what I wanted to open.
Ooh,
Damn it, I clicked on fashion.
You did it.
3.
Didn't want to click on fashion. Did you succeed?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, my mouse slipped and I clicked on Final Fantasy fashion.
Nice.
So the sect has ancient prophecies or divination techniques to predict the future. Once per mystery, you may use them.
Oh, that's fast.
So I can have a useful object ready, be somewhere where you are needed just in time, take plus forward or give plus forward to another hunter, or preemptively warn someone about an attack so that doesn't happen. And I have 3 of those.
Damn, 3 of the 4?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, so do not forget that. that is definitely something. Okay.
I already forgot.
All right, as you all head further and further into the forest, you see evidence of animal hideouts and such that were evacuated. You see what potentially could be a small rabbit that was captured by this moss. And you notice that it's more than just moss. It seems the surrounding surrounding wilderness also took part in this creature's death. There are vines wrapped around it. It's held closely to the floor.
Can I put some fire to it, see what happens?
You can, yes. Are you like a lighter or?
Yeah, a lighter.
Sure. You place a lighter to the moss in general, or this one specifically.
Moss. Like the moss on the rabbit.
It burns very rapidly. It is a little wet, so it takes a second for it to actually catch. But after it does indeed burn.
Nice.
And it does burn, revealing the corpse of a rabbit that is not fully eaten through by this moss, but it is a husk of its former self. It melted through its flesh, through its fur. Effectively, you just see its spine and what internal organs are left. The moss burns away.
Poor little rabbit.
Well, now we know it can be damaged by fire.
Well, it also just wants life. It doesn't care if it's human or animal.
But it didn't eat the organs?
It
or
was
it just
probably in
hadn't
the
gotten to them yet?
process of doing so, and you interrupted.
Okay.
I imagine, do the bones show that they've been dissolved a little? I assume it would take everything.
Yes, you can see that it wasn't working on the bones just yet, but there is some degradation to them. It definitely melts the organs and the fleshy bits faster.
I mean, that's easier.
Yeah. And looking about after you pass this, you see a few more unfortunate incidents. But up ahead, you see another sort of obnoxiously bright orange tent. It is smaller than the other one, and somewhat oddly shaped.
Oddly shaped like how?
It's a little too tall.
Weird.
Like design-wise, or like there might be something in it, making it taller?
Either it's designed weirdly or the person didn't know what they were doing when they put it up.
Okay.
Nice.
Difficult
Or
to tell.
both.
It's or both, possibly, yeah.
All right. Well, I will call out. Hello, anyone here?
You call out and you hear a quick rustling. It seems to be coming from inside the tent. Almost as if whatever heard you quickly just not ran, but like jolted. But nothing after that.
Please come out. I have a gun and I'm feeling trigger happy.
At that,
Take out my gun too.
you hear much more movement, and the whole tent sort of like wobbles to the right, wobbles to the left, and just keeps like wobbling and whatnot. And the whole thing actually just kind of fall over, and you hear, "Oh man!" And just a zip. After the zipper is undone, you see a figure sort of roll out of this tent, and begins to look about. And he sees you all from a distance, and kind of gives a quick wave, but all the same, keeps his distance as the two of you just said you were armed.
Hi.
Hello.
Is he naked in that picture?
Is he naked in the picture? What? No, he's wearing clothes.
No, his clothes are just very
He has a white t-shirt on.
Can't
they're
even
kind of
see it.
they're kind of messy and shoddy, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you've gotten closer, you can indeed see that a blonde gentleman with very, very messy hair and his clothes match.
Is he high?
Is he? It's a great question.
Possibly.
I was gonna ask that.
There's a good chance.
I mean, you can.
What does it smell like? What does it smell like? Investigate a mystery. I want to know what it smells like.
Go for it. Investigate that mystery.
Do I smell weed in the air?
Everyone has asked the question, so all right. This
Advanced success.
mystery has
I know
been
what
investigated.
It smells like.
You can hold 2. What are the 2 questions you want to ask?
Hold a second.
These can also be directed at him.
But you could hold 3.
With Succeed, it's 2.
Oh, it is 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what is being concealed here?
And
let's see. Is it just in relation to this guy?
in relation to him and his surroundings.
All right.
As long as you can justify the question, yeah, you can ask it.
I'm gonna say, where did it go?
Where did what go?
Where did the? Maybe I want to see where the if there's moss nearby, or if it looks like it was nearby.
Sure. What is being concealed here? A person that potentially prefers to keep to their own, and yes, you can indeed smell that dank weed. It's
That
sort
dank
of
weed
flowing out of his tent. And he coughs a bit as he looks to you guys and like tries to straighten his very, very messy shirt. It's both too small and too big for him at the same time. It's kind of difficult to tell what the hell's going on. It's like it's stretched or
do what I was gonna do before he jumped out.
oh what?
It's a good thing I didn't do what I was going to do before he came out.
Oh. Question: how close are the four of you to this person?
I'd say a minimum of 6 feet.
Okay, so you guys have gotten closer.
I
I'm
am
probably the closest.
Okay, Zion and Margaret, your weapons
I'm
still
not
drawn?
within arm's reach,
Yeah.
but I am close.
Yeah.
I'm not like
Well-
pointing at him, but it's like at my side.
Okay.
In my hand.
Yeah, mine.
So you guys
mine
are
is
like
off to my
face to
side.
face with them? That's kind of close.
I mean, now that I've smelled the dank weed,
The dank
I'm
dank.
the dank, I'm
The,
like,
the dank tank,
all right,
the dungus.
it's chill.
He looks a bit taken aback that you guys are approaching him. 4 of you at that in the woods, and 2 of you are armed. Oh, did I do anything, or is this a? Are you robbing me? You can have.
No, you put your tent up wrong.
What? No, it's fine.
No, that's very wrong.
All right,
Definitely
listen.
fell over.
I mean, it fell over because you freaked me out.
It wouldn't have fallen over if you set it up right.
It wouldn't have fallen over if you didn't threaten to shoot me.
What exactly are you
I mean-
doing out here
I mean,
that you
that's
don't know what
fair.
you're doing?
Enjoying the wilderness.
The
Wild.
enjoying the wilderness, and
Yeah.
you don't know how to set up a tent. Is this your first time out here?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I've been here tons of times. Yeah.
So, notice anything weird?
Well, that's a question to ask somebody. He's just like looking at the 4 of you. And you're all very eclectic. What if I choose not to answer that question? You a narc? You a cop?
No. Oh my god.
I'm gonna.
How
snap the safety
dare
off
you
again.
say that? I would never.
All right, just checking. You can never be too sure. You're all quite interesting looking. Sorry, what was the question?
Did you notice anything weird?
Besides 4 individuals approaching me in the middle of the
Yeah.
woods?
Before us.
Before you. Yeah. Why?
Tell me.
Ooh, you're hunting Bigfoot or something?
Maybe.
Ooh, Bigfoot.
No, I didn't see Bigfoot. I wouldn't be looking for him anyway. He doesn't exist.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Doesn't know how to set up a tent. Doesn't believe in Bigfoot.
Listen.
Worldly one, aren't you?
I'm not a child, right? I mean, there's something out there, but Bigfoot, nah. That's a conspiracy theory.
All right. Well, tell us what you saw.
I mean, who are you people?
I'm asking the questions here.
It's like slowly nodding. All right.
Just a little annoyed.
Fair
We're
enough.
not, like-
Fair enough. Y'all want to sit down, or are we gonna like? I can be
Pass
more
it around?
accommodating. I can be more accommodating if you wish.
More accommodating when you don't know how to set up a tent.
God, you're
Okay.
really. What is your name, Miss
Margot.
Margot? Miss Margot, you are very particular. You want to show me how to set up my tent?
I do actually.
I'm not going to stop you.
Is that a skill you have, Margot? I had no idea.
I mean, me and Maverick went camping every now and then. So yeah, I like going camping with my twin.
You know what? Fine. If you can set up my tent to look better than I set it up, I'll go ahead and answer your stupid question. How's that sound?
Yeah, I will put my gun away and I will start dismantling that thing.
Okay. He is drilling you with his eyes. Roll to act under pressure. He is watching like a hawk to make sure you're better than him and setting the tent up. As you're slowly setting it up, you realize this is a kind of wonky tent. But
I'm having to dismantle whatever he did with it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12.
But with your 12, you discover that this dude is, I don't know what planet he's from, but that's not how he set the tent up at all. It is very much a weird tent, and it is somewhat set up in a tall fashion. But after you set it up, Margot, it looks twice as big. And initially he was like, nah. As you're setting up, he seemed legitimately impressed, like, whoa, dude. And you set up this actually very nice looking, relatively expensive looking tent. And
this is a nice brand. Where did you get this, you bum?
What? You're making a lot of presumptions, Miss Margot. I'm not a bum.
You kind of look like one. Do you see your shirt?
Yeah, I need to get a new one. I just rolled out of bed. What do you expect?
Oh my god. Do you know what time of the day it is?
Yeah, it's like day, right?
All right.
Technically not wrong.
Yeah, see, exactly.
You got any coffee?
Yeah?
All right, let's have some and tell us what you know.
Yeah, sure. He walks around to like the backside of the tent where he had this little case that he pops open here, and he had one chair out, and he pops 4 more out for everybody. So there's like 5 chairs for everyone. They're not, amazingly sturdy, but they are small, and they actually expand into, decently comfortable chairs.
I'm a little surprised he had that many prepared.
Everyone has a you can see he actually probably has like 2 or 3 more. Interestingly enough, he sets everything up, and he kind of gets the fire going as he's grabbing his camping coffee, if you will. Just some for Margot, or the rest of y'all drinking? All right.
Yeah, I'll take a cup.
All right, wonderful. 3 cups then. He looks to Margot. You want to look for
You
something
got
in
any
yours,
oat
or?
milk?
Nah, I like it black.
All right, Carson, a little extra something, huh?
Oh, what do you mean by a little something?
Something to get you going.
Yeah, all right.
All right, hell yeah.
I'm beginning to wonder if this guy is capable of noticing anything.
He's
He begins setting up his coffee, and it's what's it called? I'm trying to think. It's one of those like camping style like pour over sets. He has a little kettle. Yeah, he has a little kettle that he has boiling up the water, and then he ends up doing like a little pour over for like Carson, Margot, and himself. And he has a little extra something in unmarked little bottle to his and Carson's, and kind of gives you a nod and takes a sip and just. Ooh.
What is it? I take a sip. What is it?
It's coffee, obviously.
I know. I wanted. What do I think it is?
Oh, it's a little extra hooch to get you going there.
A little hooch.
Oh yeah, a little bit of good
Is it
stuff.
like
Yeah.
moonshine?
It's I wouldn't call it moonshine, but it's homemade.
You're gonna die.
You'll be fine. I've been drinking it for all my life. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that would make.
So, do you know anything about this moss?
That's a really particular question, for which I have a very particular answer. No, but also yes.
Okay,
what?
well then answer the yes question.
I will be doing that this moment. Over to the... He's like thinking for a moment, looking around. Where am I facing? And you guys got a... what's it called? The little arrow that points to the end?
Compass?
Compass,
Compass?
bingo. Y'all got a compass on you? I dropped mine. All right,
I
cool.
always have one.
Nice.
I don't always have one, but it's in my hiking bag.
All right, hell yeah. Whip that bad boy out real quick for me.
I whip that bad boy out.
He points at it, says, yeah, that one. Northeast of here, there's I guess it's northeast. There was something. I don't know what it was. I was just, enjoying nature, chilling, hanging out with, the world's people, and...
But you're alone here right now, right?
Yeah, currently. I I wasn't last
and
night.
What did you see northeast?
Wait,
Yeah.
who were the people that you were with?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I saw in the northeast. There was like these three like green dudes, and I was partying and I thought we were having a good time, but they totally like harshed my chill.
I'm sorry, you said green dudes?
Yeah, a bunch of green dudes. We were like hanging out, just chilling, and they took my shit and like they totally ruined my mood. So I had to come back here, and I ended up in my, my tent actually might have looked normal in the morning.
And how far away is this from us?
Oh, I don't know, like, a walk and a half or so. It might take you like 30 minutes maybe.
Well, thanks for the information. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start walking in that direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
I don't need to talk to this guy anymore.
Alright, well, I'm gonna keep talking to him. It's because of the hooch. What? Who are the people that you were with? Where are they?
Oh, they're over that direction. Like I said, I was partying, I was having a good time with myself, and I was just chilling with nature, I'm trying to connect to the world and such. And then I saw these dudes, so I walked over and trying to like hang out and say hey. They didn't want to say hey. They wanted to, I don't know, they wanted my stuff. I think they were just trying to steal shit from me, man. But yeah, they took my
What they
stuff.
look like?
What exactly did they do?
They took my shit. Like he's holding his hand out and trying to like measure. He stops at about a little over his waist, like around where his belly button is. They're about that high or so. Like I said, just little green dudes, and like they were pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie. I started like
You
dancing
say
like
little green dudes.
yeah. Look, I said little green dudes. I mean little green dudes. Like we were partying and having a good time, and they like
Was it skin or was it fluffy looking skin?
they were really fluffy little guys. I tried to pet one. And I think that's why I pissed him off.
Yeah, I could see how that would.
I mean, it looked really soft. Okay, look, for real. Like when you see a dog, you go to touch it, right? Because they're
I'm
super soft. I can't
I'm
not
gonna-
touch it.
I'm gonna look at Carson and mutter, why didn't it kill him?
Actually, a really good question.
I got
Like, know
legs,
that
dog. I got legs. He starts like squatting.
Whoa, so you mean
What?
you ran away?
Hell yeah, man. I got jumpers.
Did it try to eat you? Are you telling me that it tried to eat you?
No, I mean, he stops and thinks, like dawning on him. Oh shit, maybe. He looks at his arm, and there's like a scratch looking bite that you can't really tell. There's something that was bleeding on his forearm. Huh. Oh yeah, I guess that was certain for a reason. They tried doing something.
Oh my god.
Shit, did I
am
dress
now
this?
I'm now staring open jawed.
You
Yeah,
can see
honestly, I'm
the wound
pretty
is dressed,
impressed.
but he's looking at it like someone else dressed it for him. He's like, oh shit, nice.
While me and Zion are walking, can I ask him a question?
Yeah.
Be like, hey, yo Zion, with your powers, can you get a bird's eye view of where we're walking?
I've never done that before, but I can try. I will try to get a bird's eye view of where we're walking
All right.
with magic.
That'd be beneficial, so we can see what we're walking into.
Oh boy, I get to choose a glitch. You know what? Problematic side effect. Why not? That sounds like fun.
Sure.
Mhm.
What do you summon to help you see?
I just assume I can like put my eyes into a bird or something, like I see through a bird that's above us or something like that.
Okay. You look up and you sort of focus for a moment as you reach deep into your magic, and for a moment you can see through the eyes of a bird flying around. And you can feel, you're not hurting it, but you can kind of control its head and crane its neck a bit as you're looking about. And you can tell that the direction that this individual told you guys to go in, to the northeast, is indeed accurate. As you can see, a lot of trees sort of culminate on the side of what seems to be a mountain. And the reason you can tell this is most likely your guys' intended destination is not because you can necessarily see the floor, as the trees are far too thick for that, but you can see that these trees are covered in a very light green moss. It looks incredibly unnatural. You know, moss does not normally grow in this way.
While can you talk to me while that's happening? Zion?
It technically lasts as long as he wants it to.
No, I mean like
Within
can you tell
reason?
me what he sees
Yeah,
while
he
we're
can.
walking?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
I
while
didn't
he's
know any
telling me
of it.
that, I'm gonna pick up like a pretty good sturdy branch, like a thickish one.
Sure.
That's like, I don't want to say a club, but like is, I can hold in my hand.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm gonna start while walking, while we're adventuring that way. I'm gonna start fashioning myself a torch.
Okay.
So I got some booze on me in a little flask, so I can use that as lighter fluid.
Definitely. And while you're walking about, discussing this with Seto, Zion, the bird kind of no longer wishes for your presence, and it sort of shakes you out a bit. But as it does, you hear it just let out a very loud. It just echoes throughout the forest, and the bird, you can tell, flies. It didn't want to go that direction at all, and you almost got a little too close to it, so it's like animal instincts kicked in, and you see it just fly to the left. But letting out that very, very loud caw, you very quickly hear Zion, Seto, and then it slowly echoes back to Margot and Carson. You see the blonde guy kind of flinch at that. It was actually a very, very loud screech from this bird. The forest grows fairly silent after that. Almost as if the wind stopped.
Well, that was
And then
interesting.
And then it kicks in again. Less birds chirping. The closer Seto and Zion, the closer you two get to this location, you actually realize that the only ambient sound you hear is the wind.
Did you kill the birds?
Oh no.
Did you
Not
kill
the birds.
those birds?
No. I look around for
Well,
Moss.
Zion, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really hear anything anymore.
Yeah, neither do I.
Do we hear anything? Over
Not as
at...
not as many. You do hear some chirping in the distance, but you know it's coming from the south, from where you came from.
But it's eerie.
Very much so, yes. Almost as if the animals know not to be here.
I look at what's his face. Do we know his name?
Never asked his name.
I'm like, hey man, thanks
Yep.
for the hooch. What's
You're
your
welcome. My name is, double click my token. A boop. A boop. I'm Jerry. Whatever. Wild and Wilden. Whatever you want to call me. It's all cool with me.
Jerry?
It's my middle name, actually. I'm Jerry Wilden. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I'll be honest, it's a nickname I gave myself, and no one really goes for it, so I probably should have kept it to myself. Whatever. It's all good.
You know what, Jerry Wilden? I think that you should be free to live your life the way you want to.
I'm doing
Free
that.
of society's constraints. Tell you what a good nickname is. But I do think that you should probably leave the woods. I know that
Yes.
Margot set up your tent all nice.
You can leave the
killing
tent here. You can come back, but you need to leave.
He narrows his
but
eyes. Why?
Do you want to die?
Not preferably.
That's why.
That thing that you only got a scratch from,
Yeah.
you scraped by. Let me tell you.
I
I don't think
those green babies are bad news?
Yeah.
they're bad news.
Oh, they're bad boys. All right, I see how it is.
They're bad
And they're not.
boys.
They're not done yet, and they're very hungry.
Huh. Well, that's good to know. I'll just walk back to my car?
Yeah, the moss is going in the direction that you pointed. So, right?
Shit. Yeah, I mean, technically, it's where I came from.
So I think that you should head on out. And if you want to give me your contact info, I can tell you when the situation has been resolved and you can come get your tent or finish doing whatever you were doing here, connecting to nature.
Oh, yeah, sure. He, dives back into his tent and starts digging around a bit. And you hear him, flipping through just stuff. Something breaks, and he pauses for a moment. And he starts shuffling around again. And he comes out holding a business card. Yeah, sure, just give me a... call me or something.
He has a business card?
Hell yeah, I got a business card.
What does it say?
I own a tech company.
That...
What?
I'm the lead IT
yeah.
guy.
You know, honestly, that is not that surprising. Somehow.
What?
I don't own it, but you know what I mean. I'm in control.
Oh, God. I smack my hand on my forehead. I think I've had enough
Right.
of this guy.
You know what? That's fine. Thank you. We will let you know when it's safe to come back.
Finger guns. Sweet, sounds good. Can I finish my drink? I got a fire going.
Yeah.
Like,
You can
Yeah,
finish it on the way.
all right, we're going to go. Brown bagging it, buddy. Doggy bag, let's do this. Y'all got the fire? You want me to get that?
I got the fire.
All right, I trust you, Miss Margot.
You
And
grab the fire.
don't touch the fire, Margot. I'll hurt
Just
your
throw
fingies.
some dirt on it.
Yeah, well, let me make sure it's actually out. You want to burn the forest down, please?
Yeah, fire safety.
Yeah.
Only you can prevent forest fires, Jerry.
Bingo.
All right. I will start killing the fire like a pro.
All right, you start just nuking this fire, and Jerry quickly turns on his heel, sipping at his coffee. Not really a care in the world as he doesn't touch any of his stuff. He just leaves it exactly as is and just starts walking away as he kind of gives y'all a quick over-the-shoulder wave. All right, take it easy, y'all.
Do we see anything
Safe
as we're getting
trip.
closer?
See ya, buddy.
Jerry heads off in the opposite direction, somewhere to the woods. Hopefully he makes it back to civilization.
He's gotten so lucky already.
Would he pass that tent?
Potentially, if he follows the moss, yeah.
But we don't want him to follow the moss.
I mean, I can't say how he will react, but he might or might not touch it, depending on what he's currently doing.
Well, if he's running off in the distance, I'm like, don't touch any moss.
All right, he hears
Don't
that
do
and gives you another quick heel turn salute, and then turns back and keeps walking out into the distance.
Nice. I like to be saluted. That was pretty nice. Nice of him.
All right, did you, two of you do anything else in this campsite before you reconvene with your friends?
I don't do anything.
Can't imagine this guy having anything worthwhile.
Are you trying to steal stuff from him?
Well, I'm curious what his hoot is made of.
Actually, that's a good idea. I put one of the. Does he have a mason jar of it? Where'd it go?
Yeah. So he definitely had some backups. The vial he had on his person, but there's definitely some backup stuff. It's not really well hidden. It's all out.
I grab one of the jars and I put it in my backpack.
Okay.
And
works for me.
I leave him some money.
Sure.
All right, that's pretty much all I had in mind. So we'll start chasing after the guys.
Yeah.
Okay. While Carson and Margot are catching up, Seto and Zion, what are you guys doing?
Trying to get closer to the place
All right.
where we think the thing is.
Since you have a head start or so, we'll say besides lots of moss, there's not really anything of consequence as you all get closer and closer. It just grows thicker and thicker. You can hear sort of a wet, shifting sound all around you now. It's subtle, but it almost sounds like it's the moss reacting to the trees waving in the wind. And as you get closer,
Sounds? Still no bird sounds?
no animal sounds now. You feel as if they're not dead; they just left the area.
Okay.
And as you get closer, Seto and Zion, you guys see a very odd sight ahead. It seems to be a very large, say, almost concrete-looking structure built into the face side of this mountain. It's small, maybe 10 or so feet high, and 10
a man-made structure is in this building or in the
concrete. So yes, very very much man-made. From this distance, it's a little difficult to see. And hard to ascertain its exact size, primarily because there is moss completely covering it.
Interesting.
And from this distance, it's difficult to make any details, but you can see that this is most likely the location that Jerry was partying in.
So how much?
Wait, they don't
moss
know
is on
that,
the
do
floor?
they?
They don't know that, but, something happened here. What was the question, Seto?
I said how much moss can I see on the floor?
It's thicker. It's about twice as thick. You squish it easily with your shoes. But it covers everything. It's growing up the side of the trees, stones. You see no animals, no corpses. You just see lots and lots of moss and vines and such dangling down the trees. This entire ecosystem looks different from where you were prior. There's maybe 100, 200 feet of this until it basically meets up at the actual cliffside.
Interesting. I'm gonna start getting closer to the what do you call it? The structure.
Zion, what are you doing?
I'm gonna head back a bit, assuming the other two are on their way. Just like meet them halfway.
Okay. Seto, you're going forward alone?
Huh?
Are you going forward alone now that you see your ally turning?
Like I'm not gonna get super close to it, but I'm gonna like look around in the area while I wait.
Sure. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Signs of like significant, like I don't know, like any animals that could have been eaten, like the rabbit, or any other signs of like I don't know, movement or
Sure.
anything.
Go ahead and roll me investigation then. So you're being relatively cautious.
Like investigate a mystery.
Yes. That's essentially used for looking at basically anything. Alrighty. So within, safety, you may ask one of those questions. So from the safe distance.
There's like 2 questions I could ask. I guess where did it go?
Sure. Looking around, you can tell that there is no it. It just is. The moss is everywhere. It doesn't look like a single creature pushed the moss around, but it looks like the moss itself is just spreading. There's no clear sign of it being placed. It's just growing and growing. And its source seems to be coming from whatever the structure is. As its thickest there, it seems to be growing out from what is presumably a door. As you look around a bit, Seto, another it you can see is footsteps. And you can see many large footsteps that are leading from where you just came from. Presumably the gentleman you just ran into a moment ago. And around his footsteps, you see smaller circular footsteps. They're not shaped like human feet. They are more like soda bottles, the bottom side of a soda bottle. And you see them sort of surrounding him. Looking around a bit, you can see...
You're saying I see soda bottle feet?
Circular feet, yes. As if
Around
someone were
what again?
As if someone were walking with soda bottles.
No, you said it's surrounding what?
His feet.
Whose feet?
Jerry's.
Jerry's.
Yes.
The blonde
The blonde guy.
weirdo.
You see human footprints, and surrounding those human footprints, you see not human footprints.
Oh, I was like, why is Jerry here?
It's not. You see
Okay,
footprints.
so I see human feet surrounding by little... Okay, got
Yes,
you.
yeah, they are circular, so they are not like human feet.
I'm gonna get a little close to like the entrance, but not like go in.
As you get closer, Zion, you end up heading back, and before you're able to meet back up with Carson and Margot, you hear something move in a bush.
Point my gun at it.
You point your gun at it. It pauses. And then you see the bush next to it shudder.
No, point my gun at that one. Just keep
Pausing
pointing my gun wherever there's noise.
Excellent. The bush next to that one then shudders. This bush slightly closer to you.
I'm gonna shoot at that one.
Okay, roll to act under pressure.
Zion's like, shit!
Where's my act under pressure? There it is.
Ah!
Oh no.
Oh.
right. Go ahead and mark experience.
I level up though.
Excellent. All right.
Ooh.
Do I hear
well,
this gunshot go off?
You, Seto, yes, you do indeed hear a gunshot go off. It echoes throughout the forest. Margot and Carson, you can also hear this. maybe upgrading your walk to a jog.
Yes.
All right. As you begin to
behind me while you explain what happens.
as that goes off, Zion, you see a small green child-shaped being bolt outward, and it actually begins running headlong towards you, straight at you, actually.
Oh god.
Unfortunately, your bolt misses, and the creature comes careening into you. It's somehow misses. Maybe it was panic, you're not entirely sure, but something under the moss is sharp and cuts up against your side, only drawing a little bit of blood. Go ahead and take 1 harm as the creature quickly runs past you, and as it does, it's looking at you, very much focused on you now, and you can see writhing around its arms are vines and such, and you can see it's almost growing in size as some of the moss around it is beginning to culminate on this creature. And with that, you hear another bush sort of shudder in the distance, further down where you originally came from. And from there, you see another one of these small green figurines walk out. Seto, after you hear the gun fire go off, you actually see a figure moving from the entrance. And this figure looks towards you, almost quizzically. It sort of tilts its head, but you're at a fair enough distance that it cannot currently reach you. So Seto, what do you do?
How far am I from Zion right now?
From Zion, you are a good maybe minute jog. It wouldn't take you too long to get there.
I'm gonna sprint over to him.
Okay, so sprinting towards him. As you do, the creature does not immediately react, but behind you, you hear like a plep, 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 and it starts running and almost rolling after you, just falling over itself, smearing into the moss, getting closer and closer, and both growing and losing mass. It's just scraping itself against the forest floor. Margot and Carson, you guys sprint forward, and you see Zion face to face with a small green child-shaped creature, and you see another one maybe 10 or so feet away from him. What do you two do?
Oh gosh.
Had a flamethrower.
A flamethrower.
I will pull out. What weapon do I wield again?
You have a couple.
I will pull out my sword.
Sword.
Sword them.
Duck Zion.
Can I duck? I'm a duck.
In the fiction, yeah.
If I can.
I'll pull out my gun.
Okay.
Run, dash, swing.
Okay, so are you running to attack the one that's closest to Zion, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's roll to kick some ass then.
Let's see.
Kick that ass, Margot.
Do it better than I did. There you go.
Beautiful. Alrighty, which bonus do you want?
I get bonuses.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've never opened this before.
Yes, you either you take the advantage, you get +1 forward, or you can give +4 to someone else. You can add 1 more damage, or you can take 1 less damage, or you can push them somewhere reasonably far away. Basically, you can reposition the enemy in a very advantageous position, not just simply scoot them back by feet.
I want to do an additional harm.
Okay. How much harm does your sword do?
3 + 1, 4.
4.
So
Okay.
5 total.
5 total damage.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Very spicy. All right. Margot, you absolutely just charge into this creature, commanding Zion to duck. He does, but the creature does see you. It attempts to grab onto you, but your quick movement and quick action prevents it from doing so. Go ahead and take 1 harm, Margot, as the creature lashes its vines out at you to attempt to grab onto you. It is unable to do so. So this would be 2 harm, but you have 1 armor, so just take 1.
Okay.
As it does, though, you're able to quickly cut through its vines, put yourself in an advantageous position to, in a single blow, strike this creature down vertically. It falls as your blade cuts through its wet and gushy center. You fling your blade upward, and the creature slides in half, just making this strange gargling sound as you see it basically just collapse into nothing at your feet. And now seeing one maybe 10 or so feet away. One is following after Seto, as you guys can sort of hear him running towards you in the distance. Carson, what do you do?
I mean, is he like directly in front of it? In terms of like, he's running away from it, but is
Seto's currently running to you guys, and the creature is a reasonable distance
I don't
behind.
necessarily know it's behind me. I'm just running to Zion.
You can probably hear it.
I mean, I would be at risk of hitting him if I tried to shoot it, though.
So I'll put it this way, in terms of game mechanics, if you wish to shoot the one that's off in the distance to the right, you would inflict harm as is, which would just be you shoot it. It just takes damage. You don't need to roll anything, because there's nothing bad going on over there. If you shoot at the one chasing Seto, I would ask you to roll act under pressure, because there is a potential of you missing. And also, it's a moving target.
Oh, gosh. Does the other one look like it's gonna jump in?
Yes. This one's currently chasing Seto's ass. The other two, well, this one's currently focused on Zion, but Margot rushed in and just absolutely nuked the first one, so maybe its target has changed.
How far am I from them now?
You're good 50 feet. You're pretty close.
I'm gonna shoot the other one, because I don't want to risk hitting Seto.
Sure.
And I feel like I mean, he's booking it, right? He's almost to us.
Oh, yeah, he'll be here in like 2 seconds. Your weapon is 2 harm?
Yes, it is 2 harm.
All right, your weapon barks and you strike the creature in the shoulder and in the chest. And you can tell that it did indeed take this damage fully. It doesn't seem to be perturbed by said damage, though, and begins to move towards Margot and Zion. Seto, what do you do?
The other one was definitely... Oh, sorry. The other one was definitely killed, though, right? That Margot
100%, yes.
killed?
Yeah. Yeah, so if I delete the token, it's dead. I will say one thing, I guess, to flash back to the prior case. When the main something dies, I will make it very lavish and big and explosive. When little things die, I'll just say they basically die. If for any reason it regenerates or comes back in some strange way, I'll try to be as clear as I possibly can on that. Because the creatures in this game have very specific kill conditions, like a werewolf, like a vampire. You kill the vampire, it turns into mist, and the mist flies away. I'll be very clear that like the mist got away, you guys can't do anything about it, or turned into bats and he got away. If the vampire died, though, I'd be like, his skin explodes and like guts and shit go everywhere, and like he's very clearly dead. Like the blood doesn't like slink away; he is just straight up dead. So these guys are basically minions, I guess, to use like meta game terms.
Okay.
So Seto.
So I'm running and I hear boy running after me. I'm going to like while I'm running, I'm gonna like put my hand on my sword and like do like a badass like slide, and then like while I slide, draw my sword and use his momentum of running towards me to slice at him.
Perfect. So you're turning to smack the guy behind you, basically?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I roll to kick some ass. I think yours is special. You roll your weird, right? Is your weird +2 or +3?
My bad.
I think it's still good. Yeah, that's still good. That's an 8. Because you have 1 + 4 + 3. Yeah, so that's still good. You can basically pick a. Basically, you both do damage to each other. So your sword does how much damage?
2.
2. Okay, excellent. Oops. All right, excellent. The creature just barely catches up with you as it tries to barrel up against you, and you see small vines protrude from its mossy exterior as it attempts to rake them into you. You'll take 1 damage, but you have your special regeneration ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you roll that when you take damage? Or is it after you take damage?
I think it's on. I need to open my thing more.
Sure.
Roll plus cool. Yeah,
and that's
when
like
I take damage.
Okay, so go ahead and take 1 first. And then, which was it? Unquenchable Vitality. When you have taken harm, you can heal yourself. Roll plus cool, and you go home to bullshit. All right, unless you roll a no bueno. On a miss, your injuries worsen. Okay, so then take 2 harm then. Just take 1 additional harm. So the creature digs it vines into you. They begin to protrude into your skin, but you shake the creature off. You're only bleeding slightly as it very clearly wants to take you down, Seto. All right, so as a reminder, there's no initiative in combat. You guys basically move as it logically makes sense. So realistically, anyone can go, as long as it makes sense to go next. And you can help people as long as you are, close by and whatnot. So if you guys have a cool idea, you want to do something, basically just do it. Kind of popcorn initiative where it's like, oh yeah, I'll go, and then if someone's close to you, it makes sense.
How far are we from Seto now?
Seto is easily in eye distance. He's maybe like 25 feet from you guys.
I'm gonna.
Currently engaged in a small green boy.
I'll move towards Seto.
Okay.
So that he's not alone against this creature.
Sure.
Is that the only creature we see?
There's the one to the
There
right.
should be two, right?
And then there's one next to Seto.
What's the one to the right doing?
It's basically standing in this bush, slowly moving out of it towards you all. Carson shot it in the chest. It didn't really seem to pay attention to the damage itself, but it's very focused on both Zion and Margot moving forward. Keep in mind, you guys can do more than just kick some ass. You can also do more than just damage. So when you roll to read a bad situation or help people out and whatnot, remember that help out and protect someone within reason, as long as they're close enough, is a reaction that you can use. And giving people +1 forward, +1 ongoing is very potent. Because obviously a +1 can be the difference between a fail and a success. And they kind of stack to a degree. Obviously, 3 people can't help one person. But yeah.
I'd like to, I guess, help Seto with his next action.
Sure. So you're gonna basically move in so that you can help Seto?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So Carson, you position yourself to get a little closer to Seto as you see him engaging with this creature.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know. Can I maybe cause a distraction to help him out? I would open me up for getting hit, though, I guess.
Yes. Are you trying to pull attention away from Seto?
Only because I feel like he might be able to hit it better if it's not directly attacking him.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Sure. If you
I don't want to use my gun because I feel like they're pretty close to each other.
That's fair. If you want to actively confuse the creature, then tell me exactly what you're doing rather than which move you're using, and then we'll decide from there. If you're more so moving close to Seto to help him with his next action, then you can just say that, and that way when he does something, you would just roll help out. But you tell me what you're doing, of course.
I'll do that.
Just basically moving closer?
Get closer. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then while you're doing that, Zion and Margot, what are you guys doing?
I want to start running at the other one.
Okay, with your sword?
Yeah.
Okay, and Zion, what are you doing?
I'm assuming Margot is in between me and this thing.
Yes, she's currently charging towards the creature. It sees you charging, Margot, and it begins to, in turn, lean forward into a run. It's beginning to run at Margot.
I want to scream out and tell Margot to duck. We're doing this. Other way around. And then I want to use magic to try and shoot a Kamehameha, but fire.
Ooh.
Perfect. Just straight at this thing?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, go it. Beautiful.
Oh,
all right, give me a glitch.
Effect is weakened.
Like it's weakened. Okay. How much damage would it normally do?
I believe it's 1 harm, ignore armor, but then I have my hex, which I can 2 extra harm. So it'd be 3 normally.
Okay. So
between the 2 of those.
We'll lower that by 1 then. So we'll say
2 harm.
It does. Yeah. It will say it does 2 harm then. You shoot a beam of heat straight over Margot's head as she's running. She kind of leans forward, sword brandished as she's
I want to duck roll and get my sword. So I want to roll so that my sword comes up swinging.
Okay.
Finish it off.
Go ahead and roll me kick some ass while this is happening. As the creature is running at you.
If I have a chance to look cool, I want to do it.
All right. Please do so. All right. You guys combined attack, a beam of heat shoots over your head, Margot, and freezes the creature for just a moment as you shoot a hole clean in its chest, Zion, and you see the flames begin to burn outward, not one-shotting the creature, but coming really, really damn close. It surprisingly does not like heat. And as it's beginning to burn with its very last breath, it is attempting to do what it can to protect something. It lashes out towards Margot. You see its moss begins to sort of shudder a bit, and you see a lot of the growth around its body like push up into it as its vines sharpen to 5 points that shoots out all towards Margot. She dodges between most of them as you slash upward. You said as you roll toward it?
I think they're more like a diagonal.
Okay.
I'm kind of coming down and then going up.
Sure. So you once again slice this creature right in half as your blade makes purchase, and you just completely slide through this thing like butter as it was already falling apart. You actually take no damage, because from this distance your armor completely soaks the damage.
Sweet.
And the creature essentially disintegrates. And while that's happening, this other creature is more so concerned with Seto. What do you do, sir?
Rude.
He's
What do I
checking you
do?
out. What do you do? Yeah, it's ready to pounce again.
I'm gonna stab him.
Single-minded fury. Just gonna strike it again with your weapon.
Yeah.
All right, roll a kick smash.
He's not good enough for me to turn crazy.
I believe if you click from the very nice, perfect. Okay, which additional effect do you want on that one? Yeah, 10 plus. You get to choose one extra effect.
Terrible harm.
You want to add one more damage?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me how you kill this thing.
Where is it in conjunction with me?
You already slashed at it once. It is directly in front of you. It is crouching down to jump at your throat. You can tell it is ready to pounce on you.
How tall is it?
Like 4 feet.
It's a small boy.
Small boy, yeah.
So it's Mel's size.
Well, that's not very nice.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Close to, I guess.
4 feet. Okay. Sword in hand. I'm just trying to think of a cool way. All right. I'm gonna can I do like a combo move?
I'll put it say. So when I say you got it, it is dead. Do literally anything you want. And Carson, if you wish to assist in this fiction, you're more than welcome to do so since you're close by.
So
okay.
you say he's crouching down?
It's crouching down, ready to jump at you.
I'm gonna like slice up with my sword, kind of like knocking it up, and then
Okay.
like do like a 3 slice combo, and then pretty much make an X, and then like one final like slice down the middle.
Are you
cutting it in
are you
half.
Danteing this thing?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Excellent.
know what? I think he's got it.
Okay. The creature does lash out at you as you are tearing it to pieces, more concerned with damaging you than for its own safety. Go ahead and take one more harm, Seto, as this creature disintegrates into pulp.
Could take one more harm, or I can try rolling again. Yeah,
Nice. Okay, so mixed success gives you what exactly?
just one
Oh, so just evens out.
Harm.
Very nice. Yeah.
heal.
Heal 1 harm, 7. Very cool. 2 harm. Very nice. Awesome. I like that. All right, so take no harm then. All right, excellent. And with that, seemingly, all of the creatures have been taken care of.
Well, I did a whole lot of nothing.
There's a little bit of somewhat ectoplasmic goo left over, but it's mostly on your blade. Looking down, you can see that it's essentially just a clump of moss.
Should somebody take a vial of that?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, after you collect
somebody
a
take
vial,
a vial of that.
yeah, after you collect a vial of it, Margot, and you place it with your other collectibles, you guys look about, and it's not too far from where you currently are, but you can very clearly see the structure that Seto and Zion walked away from.
And what's it looking like?
Difficult to tell at this distance, but the moss grows thicker and thicker.
Like, isn't the source thicker?
Correct.
All right, well, we came here to figure it out.
As the four of you walk closer to the cliffside, Margot and Carson can now see precisely what's been going on. Seto and Zion have already seen this, but the moss has spread outward. From what you guys can now see is a large metal door positioned on the cliffside face of this mountain. There's about a 10 by 10 concrete structure built into the side of this mountain. And moss
Does it look human?
Yes. Moss is pouring outward from the cracks of this metal door. You can actually see that it's bent somewhat. It is closed, about as closed as it can be. But you get the feeling that a stiff breeze would most likely swing it on its hinges.
I have a feeling this was someone's experiment gone wrong.
Looking around and about.
Isn't that what it always is?
As Margot and Carson think that. You can see that the moss has grown up these trees. It looks very boggy, very much like a deep rainforest, except cover everything in moss. These trees are covered almost head to toe in this moss. It's incredibly unnatural.
So, can we see the door?
You can, yes.
Are there any other entrances?
Not that you can see.
I will approach the door.
As you walk up to the door, you can see that the moss varies in thickness here. You walk around the more disgusting parts, but it'll be somewhat difficult to avoid touching it upon entering, unless you do something, well, interesting, as the door itself is covered in moss.
All the moss.
I mean, I've already touched it once.
Or you don't want to put on some gloves? Sure? Are you sure? I mean, are you sure?
Yeah, I'll put on some gloves this time.
Donning her gloves, Margot opens the door, or...
Yeah, I'll open the door. Or attempt to.
You brace for the door to be locked, but you notice that it actually turns and opens quite easily. Looking around, you can tell that this whole alcove actually might have been quite well hidden. You can tell that whatever bushes or trees were initially blocking the way. So you sort of turn around, you can see that a tree has actually been recently knocked over, pushed away from this door. And you see that some bushes might have also been ripped out to make clearance for more of the moss or something. It's difficult to tell. But you can tell that this is indeed the source as the door swings open quite easily. You are met with a fairly clinical-looking hallway. There are lights. They are flickering. You won't need a flashlight for this, but in general, you can see that this place is in somewhat disrepair. There is moss and vines and other foliage running up along the ceiling, the walls, in this long hallway that turns to the right and turns to the left.
All right, well, in we go.
Onward.
Is there only 2 directions, or is it?
Right, for your tokens down here. All right, I'm moving us to the next map. This is just kind of a generic where we currently are. It just says lab, but we can change it as we move around. Arriving at the entrance, the 4 of you move on in.
Wait, where are our tokens?
Bottom of the map.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, sorry.
You're good. I'm changing the ambiance. This one's
Ooh.
not a forest anymore. Look at that fun, cute name. Heading in, the facility itself is quiet. You pause for a moment, you hear the slithering of what you assume to be vines. Maybe the rapid growth of moss. It's difficult to tell. But it's not entirely silent. It's moments of long stretching. Nothingness. Looking up ahead, there's about a 10, 15, 20 foot hallway that leads to a left turn and a right turn. The hallways are relatively wide. You're not stuck shoulder to shoulder. There's also no waiting room, no tables, no chairs.
Are we wanting to split up or all go in the same direction?
I kind of want to stay together this time.
Probably a good idea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Splitting up doesn't seem to work out very well very often.
Well,
and
no,
yet-
it can work okay. Just not this time.
All right. So
Fair
we
enough.
go. Do you want to go right or left? Right or left? I know that's a lot of choices.
That's too many choices for me.
Me too.
Is there anything different between the two choices?
They look clinically identical. They head into a hallway to your left and a hallway to your right that then bends in an L shape going forward.
Let's go right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go right.
All right. Let's
we all move.
go right.
We move as one.
Yeah.
We move as
Alright.
one.
You heal as one. As we head down this hallway, you see, unsurprisingly, fewer and fewer lights are functioning.
Oh, no.
Looking
I
down
got
the
my
hallway, you
flashlight.
hear a split, split,
Split.
split, split, and you can
Split.
see. I don't know why Margot's copying me. Are you saying this out loud, Margot?
No.
Okay.
Why
not? That's dangerous.
Turning a corner, you can see one of the green boys just around the corner, roaming the halls. Not in your guys' direction. It's walking away from you. It didn't seem to hear your entrance.
Same size and everything.
Same size.
Interesting. Not.
light my
Does it look
torch.
like it's doing anything? Like, does it look like it is on like a? Like, is it just roaming around, or is it actively trying to do something?
Seemingly just roaming. It moved. You only saw it for maybe 3 seconds. Basically, you caught it as it was turning up a hallway further. And now that you guys have turned this L shape, looking forward, you can see that there are multiple doors to your left, about 3, and then up ahead, the hallway ends and turns left. So seemingly, if the left side of this facility functions the same way, this whole place seems to be a giant square.
The doors open.
Multiple doors are pushed in. You can only see light coming from 1 or 2 of them. On this hallway specifically, you see 3 doors. The first one is closed. The second one is cracked open, and the third one is kind of swinging a little bit, and there is some light coming from that room.
While we move in, I'm gonna light my torch.
Well, I'm gonna put on my flashlight.
All right, flashlight out, and your torch roars to life.
All right, and we're approaching another creature, right?
If you wish, it is walking away from you. The splatting has not ceased, but it's much quieter.
So that was his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have to attack him right now. Why cause a ruckus when
Yeah.
we don't have to?
I want to open the first door.
You
let's
open the
first door.
You open the first door, and you see what seems to be a lab. The door took a second to open. You kind of had to throw your shoulder into it. Not so much force that you made too much sound, but enough that you need to pause for a moment, check your surroundings.
Margot thinks back to when her boss asked her to gather up some notes.
And realize that no one probably heard that. So you all move into the room. The lights are completely off in this room, though. Seeing as we're underground, it is completely pitch black, so you're all met with a shadowy room. Of course, we have Carson's light and Sento's torch, but it's
Where's
difficult to make out all the details.
Is
I
there a
will-
light switch?
I will motion to the lightest to go in first.
Carson quickly looks for a light switch and flicks it on. About half the lights turn on, so you guys can now see what we're met with. And it seems to be a room full of various scientific beakers and burners and everything you would stereotypically find in your high school college
Is
laboratory.
there a lot of moss in here?
There is moss adorning the ceiling. Various vines and such are hanging. It's grown up the walls. You don't see any small green children, nor do you see any bodies. It's not horribly spread throughout here either. It's relatively reserved. It's more of like a light peppering, if you will.
Alright,
Is there any like
there
vials or test tubes full of stuff anywhere?
Yeah, like I said,
Like,
there's beakers and burners and all the stereotypical science shit that you would think would be in a room. This room is just full of it.
Does it look like these things are like ongoing experiments, or that they've been sitting there a while?
It seems this might have been a back room, maybe one not used quite as frequently. A lot of the liquids look as if they've sort of solidified. Maybe they haven't cleaned this room. Either whoever's working in here hasn't come back in a while, or they've just abandoned it for one reason or another.
Okay.
Doesn't look well kept, I'll say that. And the light was off.
Are there any notes for me to grab?
Looking about, you do indeed see lots of binders and books and such. It's difficult to tell what you'd like to take because there is indeed so much. Do you want to spend your time basically looking through that?
I do want to spend at least a few minutes. I want to see if I can figure out maybe what caused this.
Sure. While Margaret was doing that, Carson, what are you doing?
I'm going to. I don't know. So she's looking at the notes and stuff?
Correct.
I guess I'm gonna. Maybe I could investigate to see if it looks like people have been here recently, maybe?
Sure.
So.
Loop.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate a mystery.
Go for it.
Failure!
Technically, Margot can assist with that.
Oh.
If she wishes, because she is in the area and also looking through things. Do you wish to?
Yeah, helping hand?
Yes, you would help, and your help gives +2.
Oops. Hold up. Forgot how to. Oh, it's help out.
Help out. Honestly, linking that's good because it lets us see what you're doing. I'm totally cool with that. Did mine bloop or did yours bloop?
Not sure.
I heard a bloop. I don't like the bloop. Where's the sound? There. Okay. Not sure why it blooped at me. How dare you? Alrighty. As you begin to look around, Carson, you think for a moment that there's nothing left here. But with Margot's extra snooping, you actually begin to see something. Which question would you like to ask?
I would like to ask. What was it going to do? What can it do? I guess I want to know what exactly was being done here. So I guess what happened here?
Sure. This room seemed to be... it almost looks like an examination room. As you begin to look around a bit, you actually see a table, potentially for dissecting something, someone. It's a little unclear, but the table could indeed fit a person if it needed to.
Like a human-sized person.
Human-sized person, correct.
Okay.
The tools are no longer present, so they've either been moved somewhere else, or they are hidden away somewhere. Difficult to tell. But while looking around, Carson, you can tell that this room has probably been retired for one reason or another.
Okay.
Looking around, Margot, you can see that some of these notes, once again, there's so much, it's difficult to look through in this small amount of time. One binder does stick out to you, and you can see that they were testing something regarding sort of a fusion, we'll say, between whatever this moss is and humans. Maybe if they could function together, the moss could fill in damage to human tissue, possibly. Things of that nature. Maybe mend broken bones. As the moss, they've realized, has an incredibly quick growth rate.
Well, I suppose it's kind of half doing that.
Well, isn't that what always happens?
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a pretty old room.
It seems
might be able to-
relatively old, yeah.
We might be able to get something from the books, but we're not really going to find anything here, I don't think.
Did my notes say anything about? I lost that thought.
Common thread, I think. You and I.
All
Yeah.
good. You guys can move on. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Margot and I'm gonna say I think we should move to a different room.
Yeah, I will grab the books since the boss needed them. And I guess have a little satchel on me while we're walking.
Sure. You take which books you reasonably can, presuming there will be more in the future.
Yeah,
We'll have to dump
I
some, most
just want
likely.
the main ones, I guess.
Dude,
Of course.
are you trying to hide that at all?
No.
All right. Well, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing.
So I will say it's relatively normal for you guys to collect data and such while in the field. Margot doesn't necessarily need to hide it, but depending on how she goes about it, maybe she's.
I was just gonna say, sorry, go on.
Oh, you're good. Oh, I was like, basically, if she's, I don't know, acting not out of like role playing character, but like if Margot's more so focused on something else, then maybe Carson will be like, what are you doing?
Well, in this case, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing or why you need those, but I have some extra room in my backpack if you're worried about it.
Oh, cool, thanks.
So,
it's
right.
best we not leave stuff like this laying around no matter what.
Yeah.
You spread
also,
the books
it might
around a
build
bit.
that file. Might build that file I didn't get to have.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
The boss does want them.
I hate gaps in knowledge. I really do. It's infuriating.
Looking around a bit, you guys probably deem there's more information here, but you need to spend some time, so it's probably best to move on.
Yeah. So I guess we move on to the next room then. But when we exit the room, I check to make sure to like look around and see if I see anything, and then
of course
move on with that.
Nothing major sticks out to you initially.
Okay.
And you see two more rooms ahead of you. The hallways are still silent, but in the background you still hear a plopping, various squiggling noises.
Does it sound
like the
close or far away?
It's far, but it's echoing, so it's difficult to tell.
Maybe we should assign someone to guard the door.
I don't know if I want to leave anybody alone here.
Well, I mean, they can just peek out the open door like a crack.
True. You could do
Are
that.
there any more notes in here?
Which room are you going to? The second one or the third one?
The second one.
Okay. Moving into the second room, you actually see... trying to open the door, you're actually unable to do so. You push it, and there's something up against the backside of the door.
Moss?
No, something metal.
Oh.
The door was cracked, so you...
Does it feel like it's been barricaded? Or like it's stuck?
The lights are...
I guess I wouldn't be able to know that, though.
The lights are off, so it's difficult to tell, but you could probably shine a light in there to ascertain what's going on precisely.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll shine my flashlight in there.
You do, and illuminated are multiple tables, chairs, and such. It does look like this room has indeed been barricaded from the inside. After you... not bang necessarily, but you go to swing the door, presuming it will open. You notice you've made maybe somewhat of a too loud of a sound.
A little bit of a racket.
Somewhat of a racket, yes. Pausing for a moment, you'll look at the door. It's not opening easily, but one would assume you could still get in here if you wish to.
I look at Margot. I'm like, what do you think?
I mean, I kind of want to get in. If someone barricaded, there might be a body in there.
True. All right. Would we have to push the door?
Yeah, effectively whatever you guys want to do. Everyone open it.
Can I pull it?
Pull it?
Yeah.
Well, the door
Like
swings
off its
inward.
hinges?
The door swings inwards.
The door swings inward, correct? Yeah, inwards
Oh,
in the room.
speaking of hinges, what kind of hinges are they?
Metal.
Are they pickable?
Pickable?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're
I mean, like,
metal.
with a-
Damn it.
Pick
Next time I'll bring some acid to burn them through. How's that?
You
Oh.
can
The
just
silent way of opening a door.
you can
Magic
just
acid.
summon acid.
You're brilliant. Do you want the honors?
No.
We'll do it together.
Done.
Double magic acid.
I get my gun ready.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
Failure.
And this is why we're doing it together. I'm gonna try to help you. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter because a 6 is still a failure.
6 is indeed still a failure.
Oh,
Um,
God.
I leveled up.
Is this 2 separate spells, or were you casting your own, Zion? Or were you intending to help?
Well, I'll cast my own. Whatever.
Okay, go ahead and do that. All right. So we'll say, well, Margot used hers
blow up.
first. So as she's trying to cast this spell, she's focusing on acid and melting the hinges, I assume?
Yeah.
You see the door begin to shudder. And you think it's working. You think you're about to melt the hinges off so you can... I will say there's somewhat of a jam in the door, like a door jam. So even if they were to melt off, the door still only swings inward. It can't come outward. Even if there were no so you need to slide the door to the left, inward, or to the right. Basically, the door is stuck on the inside unless you turn it, I guess. And kind of realizing this, Margot is maybe somewhat distracted as she's thinking, how are we going to remove this door? And unfortunately, that quick distraction causes her magic to go haywire. And instead of melting the hinges, the door pushes in again against whatever metal barricades on the inside. And then again. And then again. And then, as if there were an invisible entity very, very angrily trying to open this door by hand, the door begins to slam open and closed rapidly.
Oh god.
About 20 times in the span of 3 seconds.
God, do you hear any little flip flops?
I mean, I
creatures coming.
like getting into a fight, so here we go.
You hear complete silence as Zion is casting his spell, not dissuaded by this massive banging of metal. And Zion, what is your spell before this resolves?
Well, I was gonna do the whole spewing acid on the door to try and melt it, but...
All right, somewhat difficult to aim, but Zion is a professional. So, of course, you're able to melt the hinges with relative ease as the door is basically just butterflying on its hinges, and then now no longer on its hinges, and the door actually just sort of bounces up against this stuff. Well, you can't really see what it is, it's so dark. Bounces up against it, and almost as if it were I'm sure you've seen it in a video game before when an item just glitches and starts banging up against things and flies across the room. It basically does that. And like sticks to the ceiling. It flies over the place. You're not really sure what force is causing it to do it, Margot, whether it's gravity, magnetism, something went messy, and the door just ping pongs across the room and slams into the corner. It's still a door, it's still there, but it just bounced.
Never seen a door do that before.
After it does that, you think you hear the sounds of a yelp come from inside the room.
The room that was barricaded?
Correct. And after that, you hear plop, 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 as the sounds of multiple feet begin to
come closer.
Collect on your one location. What do you all do?
God.
I get
Time
ready
for some
to
big magic.
I get ready to gun them down.
Big magic.
Margot's doubling down.
Can I summon a fire monster?
Can I cast a nuke?
Can you summon a fire monster?
Summon a monster into the world. I have to do it once per campaign.
Oh god. Not again.
You definitely can do that. Seto and Carson, what are you doing?
Well, I have my torch ready, so...
Okay, torch is ready.
I'm just a guy.
You're just a dude.
Okay, and as a dude, what is your response? What do you do?
I get my gun ready.
All right.
And I'm like, I knew this was gonna... I turned to Margot.
Okay.
I turned to Margot, and I'm like, I know you're a professional. but I think you really got to work on that.
Can I also use one of my fortunes to take a +1 forward? That'll bump this up, right?
You can give it to yourself.
Yeah.
So
Did I have to use it
yes,
before?
technically, but that's fine because you did plan for this. That's fine. So it basically just gives a +1 to a roll.
Yeah, +1 forward.
Yeah. So that's +1 success on that. Ongoing means you get it for the entire scene. Forward means the next roll, whatever the next roll is, which was magic, is +1. So that is a 10. All right, so the magic works without issues. Choose your effect. You're choosing to summon a monster into the world.
Yeah, I want a fire monster.
Okay. Margot, as you were saying something to Margot, Carson, you get the feeling that she's not listening. Only because you see her hands flitting throughout the air as she's chanting and beginning to summon a fire creature into the world. While she's doing this, Zion, you quickly get possibly a feeling of unease as Margot just foobarred the door. But you see her focus does not waver this time. And whatever creature this is does begin to form and come into this world. It is taking a second longer than Margot anticipated, but she continues holding the spell. The feet get louder and louder, and you guys realize that this is probably more than 5, probably more than 6 that are currently moving very quickly to your location.
Well, it is what it is.
That's why I summoned a friend.
I would like to also summon a friend.
Okay, phone a friend.
More fire demons.
I really am just a guy. I got nothing for this one.
Nice.
Hell yes. Are you summoning the same kind of fire thing?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Zion begins to chant the same as he begins to pull. Are you going for something a demon-like creature, or just like a fire elemental?
More like a fire elemental.
More like a fire elemental. Okay. Seto, while Zion and Margot are chanting, you have your torch ready, but are you doing anything? Are you standing in the door? Like, where's everyone currently positioned?
I am behind Margot.
Okay. Is anyone in the room, or are you guys all outside the room?
Actually, has the room been opened?
Yeah, I figured outside the room.
I mean, the room is open. Yeah, the door's not there anymore.
Yeah, the room's probably open.
Is the barricade free, or was it just a door?
The barricade is pushed back enough that you guys could get in if you wanted to.
And we did hear somebody, right?
You heard someone yell. Yeah.
Can we see inside the door?
It's pitch black in there.
I'm gonna
Even with my fire?
turn on a flashlight. No, actually, my flashlight is already on.
Your flashlight's already on. With its focused beam, you quickly flit it around the room, and Seto, you're kind of waving the fire around, and you hear another yelp come from whatever figure this is, but it's more of a confused, like, oh shit, there's people here kind of yelp, rather than like a...
Is there a light switch?
There's a light switch that you flick, and you realize it does nothing. You hear a buzz and a spark and a pop as you hear one of
with my torch.
the lights in the ceiling go off. Looking around with your torch and your torch person, you can see that someone intentionally broke all the lights in this room.
All right. If we heard like a confused yelp.
Yes. And looking into the room now, there is a rather large island where someone would perform various tasks and such. Basically, a large standing desk, and you can tell that it almost like it came from behind there.
While walking in, can I see like behind the desk, like I mean on top of the desk, does it look like, shit's kind of been, fucked with?
This room is actually relatively clear of the moss. There's a little bit, like a very small amount.
I don't mean moss. I mean like if someone was like, working on stuff and like broken stuff or anything.
This room actually looks like it has been worked in. It's very difficult to bring in all the information at once, only because it's A, dark, and B, you guys are about to be attacked by little green boys. But other than that, you can tell that someone, I wouldn't say was recently working here, as in like 5 minutes ago, but recently, as in maybe a day ago. This looks like a well-frequented room, actually. The files were organized. This is almost the polar opposite, minus all of the tables and such being pushed against the door. The organization seems more clear. There's a very clear workspace. There's a work desk and chair that looks like someone was writing something. So this was lived in. We'll say it's a lived-in space.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say while kind of keeping an eye half on the hallway where those creatures are coming. And I'm just gonna say, like, really loudly, we're not here to hurt you. Don't move.
Roll charm.
Okay.
Are you talking to the thing behind the desk?
Yeah. Damn it. I'm super suspicious.
Seto, if you wish to assist with this, you can. You can help out with roll plus cool.
I roll cool.
Yeah, so help out is plus cool. If you just click help out, that'll do it. It'll basically give Carson +1, which will change the failure to success. Effectively, you would be calling out as well to help. So basically, anytime this happens, someone rolls a 6, you can just jump in and say, "I want to help with that."
Okay, because I think they're probably the scientists and not like any immediate danger.
So Seto, what do you say to back up Carson?
Hey, it'd be very smart for you to come outside that desk before you, happen to get burnt.
All right, as the two of you speak up, you hear him sort of jump for a moment and then calm as you see a head peek up just over the little desk. They look at you for a moment, and it's very difficult to make out this person's features as they are definitely attempting to hide. Yes,
but they're like a person, right? Not
it's it's straight up a dude. Straight up a dude.
Okay.
Yes, he's super hot because wife picked the token.
Whole dude.
Whole ass dude.
Hey, he's just a dude. I'm just a dude.
We're all just hot
It's
dudes.
fine.
Oh my god.
Zion's probably the hottest because we can't see him.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
never
the
know.
hood.
He's too sexy this game. Let's be frank.
No, he's probably got red hair and freckles.
What?
Oh no.
Isn't that Hotel Transylvania? Wasn't that
Yes.
the joke?
Oh, I thought for a
The
second you were
Invisible
referencing.
Man?
I thought you were referencing Graha for a second. I was like freckles.
Does Graha have freckles?
I don't know. That's why I went, huh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Wow, Hub.
Well, you said red hair.
I'm not that obsessed with Graha. Jeez.
I
I
don't
don't
believe
know.
you. I don't believe you.
You might be.
I hear hood and red hair. I'm like, oh, Graha.
I was thinking of Hotel Transylvania.
Throw wide the
Got
gates.
you, Melanie.
I like Hotel Transylvania. It's cute.
Those are very cute movies. I agree. In other news, as you shout out, he looks up, very scared, but all the same, he doesn't look injured. He's not bleeding. He looks at the two of you and gives you a quick nod. And you can
Alright,
tell by his look that he is not here to harm you.
All right, I give him a thumbs up and I turn back around to face the hallway.
Seto?
Yeah.
Oh, are you doing the same, or what you got, buddy?
He just gives me a nod.
He gives you a quick, like, okay, cool. Like-
Why don't you stand up for us?
He slowly stands, and you realize after whatever he does next, the creatures will most likely be upon you. They're very close now. And then the two things will be summoned.
Yeah, I'm already turned around. I don't want to get hit by those creatures.
If
As he
I were
says,
you,
you can
I
tell
would
he's a pretty-
exit the door before you possibly get hurt.
You said exit the door?
Like behind us.
But those creatures are coming in. He won't have anywhere to
No,
go.
we went inside the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already inside the room.
So I'm saying leave.
He
so he
can't
doesn't
leave
get
because
hurt.
those creatures are coming.
Yeah, I think for now he kind of has to stay.
Yeah. So knowing that entering the hallway would be instant death for him, he kind of gives you a very no look and then goes straight back to hiding.
This is behind the door that we broke down, right?
Correct.
Right, but the creatures are coming from the hallway right outside the door.
No, I'm saying like go to where Margot and Zion are.
He would die if he did, probably. Because there's imagine
Maybe I'm not understanding how far away we are.
so the gray square right now is the room. This middle area is the hallway where you guys currently are right now. You guys went into the room, and Zion and Margot are in the hallway, currently summoning an elemental. So if he were to go out, he would go out here with them.
Summoning a demon.
Right. He would go here into the hallway, and then the creatures would bum rush him and kill him. So he's safer in the room.
Okay, well then I did not say what I said then.
That's fine. Okay, so he just sort of sees you and understands that where he's currently at will be the safest destination, and just kind of hides for now. He's a kind of tall, lanky-ish dude. It's difficult to make out his general details, but he kind of just goes back to hiding. And as he does, Zion and Margot, you tear open a rift in front of you, and as you do, smoldering lava begins to drip from this rift that is slowly ripping open, and you see Zion, and in front of you, you see a massive hand come out from one side, and then a massive hand come out the other, and these huge black gnarled claws grab onto this rift and begin to tear and slowly open it, and you can see the muscles in its hands flexing as this beast begins to tear open whatever this extra dimensional portal is. Margot, yours is more of a tornado of heat and flame as you see embers and soot begin to pour out and culminate into a location in front of you as effectively a tornado of fire is summoned in front of Margot. In front of Zion, these arms open up this massive portal, and this creature kind of flits through, and you see these two huge, massive, veiny, ripped arms tipped in 5, as I mentioned, gnarled, like black obsidian claws, but they're attached to a body that is comically too small for the rest of whatever this creature is. But it's absolutely jacked. It's basically an imp with like hammer arms. He is he's pumping iron.
Another imp.
It doesn't really seem to be an imp because it doesn't have wings, but it's like the same body and shape as it looks up to Zion, just like flexes, and you see just like heat emanating from this thing. And as it smiles, you see lava just dripping from its fangs. It looks up to you and says,
"What do you have me do?"
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
Nice.
There's moss monsters coming. Go kill them.
It nods to you, turns down the hallway, and you see them start to jump around the corner. You see about 4 coming from the left, and Margot, you see about 3 or so coming from the right. The creature in front of you, Zion, smiles, and as it does, you see lava pouring through its teeth. It splashes onto the ground and begins to burn the tile as the creature roars and begins to run on its arms and just start flinging itself towards them. It jumps in the air by pressing its hands to the floor, pulls its fist up and just does like a Hulk smash and just crushes the ground and just begins grabbing these things, just punching them and wrestling with them as they 2 jump onto him and start fighting with them. But 2 more sneak by and begin running towards you as the creature begins to wrestle with 2 of them.
If something gets past the fire creature, I want to be in a position to shoot at it.
And Carson, did you say you were near the door?
Yeah.
Excellent. And there are 3 flitting from... Okay, I can't really put them off the... so we'll say there are 2 down the hallway. I'll put them up here for now. They're tackling your tornado boy. But 1 gets by. So effectively what's happening is they're not on you, but you see 2 of them running down the left hallway towards your group as the other 2 are being tackled by Zion's summon, and Margot's summon doesn't say anything, but it looks to you as of to go fight them.
I nod.
It effectively nods back. Its whole body like whips and turns into itself as this flitting, turning tornado quickly jets down the hallway and basically picks up 2 of these little green boys and smashes them up into the ceiling and begins to basically just tear them to pieces, flame just stripping them of their moss. 1 of them does get by though, and as it does, vines and such fall from the ceiling and sort of like embed themselves into its shoulder. And this hallway is fairly long, and since you guys are in the middle of the room, it's kind of far away, but it starts using these vines to propel itself forward, and it just flings toward the door, arriving there faster than the other 2 down the hallway. What do you all do?
I'd like to shoot at it.
Okay. Considering it is moving at a relatively fast pace, Carson, go ahead and roll to act under pressure for me.
Oh man, I haven't been doing well this time.
I had my sword ready. How long would it take me to whip out my crossbow?
Oh my god.
You have a crossbow?
I do, yeah.
You can quickly switch weapons.
I will whip out my crossbow and fire then.
Being a professional. All right, Margot, do the same, as it's not in melee range. Carson, go ahead and mark experience.
Oh, act under
How
pressure.
far are these things from me?
In general, they're about 20 or so feet away. The one down the right hallway is quickly approaching, and the two down the left are at a very leisurely pace, but they're going to be here very soon.
This is because I made fun of Margot. I can just feel it.
How much
This is
damage does your
what I
weapon do,
deserve.
Margot?
Crossbow does 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I chuck my torch at one?
Yeah. Which one are you going for?
The closest.
Okay, the one that's basically using the vines to whip itself down the hallway? Sure, yeah. Go ahead and also roll it out under pressure. The creature cannot currently strike you back, but it is a moving target and is moving very, very, very quickly. Well, that's something else. Alrighty. You hurl your torch forward, and the creature quickly smacks it out of the way, and as it does, it banks off the ceiling and the wall, and you see it break and basically shatter to nothing as various bits of moss begin to grow around the wall, and you see it starts to like culminate around your torch, completely snuffing it, and then slowly beginning to bite into it as vines wrap around it and just smash it in
I had a
pieces.
plan number 2.
Perfect. Zion. Mr. Birdman. And if he's AFK, one of the three of you can do something as these creatures are rapidly approaching. The two will be within melee distance very soon, and the one with the vines, I believe with Zion, Margo. Basically, you guys are all at the door at this point.
It's within melee?
It's about to be.
I do technically have a melee weapon.
Right before they get into melee range, I want to do something.
Sure. So before the creature actually reaches you, what do you wish to do, Seto?
So I want them to be like 5 feet in front of me.
Sure.
Ish. So right when I see them come closer, I'm gonna I'm using magic, but it's kind of like in term, like a combo move, I guess. But I'm gonna kind of punch down at the ground and create this pretty much I'm turning into my Oni form, but as I do that, I want to send a burst of fire out around me, kind of like a. That makes sense?
Yeah, like a shockwave of fire out from you.
Shockwave.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. So a shockwave shooting forward toward the one rushing at you.
Yeah.
And you are switching to your Oni form.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really am just a guy.
Hey, sometimes just a guy's got it going on. You get that. You got that.
Sometimes all you need is just a guy.
So I do use magic.
Yeah. So that because you are actually using magic, that would be use magic. I'll put you back. Yeah. Oh my god! Hell yeah! Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want it to do? You can choose an effect. There's no downside. Are you going for damage? You going for something specific?
Wait, what? How do I do this?
Where it says use magic, you have all those effects. You get to pick one, and there's no downside to it.
Advanced use magic?
No, just regular, because you have to unlock advanced.
The keeper. Wait, what?
Yeah, so it's just regular. Yeah, just regular.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I choose as in me?
Yes. So it says when you use magic, you say what you're trying to do, then you roll plus weird. On a plus 10, which is what you got, your magic works without any issues. You choose one effect. So where it says effects, where the first one says inflict harm, you can pick any of those.
I was trying to figure out. I got you.
Yeah, so pick any of those. So I will say mechanically, fire will damage him regardless. So if you want to do something else, that could benefit the team.
1 second. I'm gonna read real quick.
Sure. And I guess in the meantime, Zion, did you level? Did you choose?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. So while
a different spooky move.
Excellent. While Seto is slamming the floor, a flaming shockwave emanating from his body as he transforms into his demonic Oni form. Does anyone wish to do anything as this creature is very quickly approaching? And the other two are also they're keeping on.
I guess I will shoot a fireball at it.
At the one or the two?
The two.
Okay, sure.
Big old fireball.
Go for it.
Can I ask a question?
You may ask a question. Yes. What's this question?
Me hitting him with this move, does it kill it or?
That I can't tell you, unfortunately. I will say no matter what, it will take damage. It has already taken 2 damage, which you know from Margot. You don't know how much health it has, but it is already hurt.
Well, I'm gonna be on the safe side and do the heal 1 harm because health is more important than me killing it.
So I will say, how does a flame shockwave heal you for 1?
Listen, you said pick an effect.
I did, but it has to make sense.
Okay. Me turning
Definitely.
into my Oni form helped me heal. Because
so-
my demonic form has more regenerative features than my human form.
I like it. Sure. All right. So Seto, you go in and heal for 1.
Okay.
And like I said, you can basically do anything in the system, but you got to justify it in the fiction. If you can justify it, dude, I don't give a shit. Go nuts. Alrighty. So as you slam the floor, you feel more at home in your original skin, and you regenerate some of the wounds on your arm, the puncture marks from the vines. They begin to heal up, and as this shockwave shoots forward, it smashes against the creature and pushes it back slightly. It'll damage it by 1 as you see the heat sort of emanate over its body and light some of the moss, but it doesn't kill the creature, but you definitely slowed it down. And as you did that, Zion quickly whipped around the corner to shoot fire at the other ones approaching. And what's the glitch you're going to go for?
Effect is weakened.
Effect
and
is
then
weakened?
my hex. Yeah, and then my hex will just be 2 harm. So it'll just be the 2 harm, I think.
Okay. And do you want 2 harm to 1 target or 1 harm to each?
Let's go 1 harm to each.
We'll say since it's fire, they'll take 2 harm each. All right, a flame whips from Zion's hands and fires down the hall, striking both creatures. Once again, as with the others, they don't seem perturbed by this, but they are very clearly damaged. As you actually see the one on the left, its mossy arm sort of sloughs off. Some of the vine on the wall begins to sort of twirl as it strikes the creature and slowly begins to regenerate its left arm as the creatures move in closer and closer. And they are almost upon you, Zion, Margot, and Carson. Before these 2 creatures move into melee range with all you, what do you guys want to do?
Guess I'll try shooting it one last time.
So they're not here yet.
They're about to be. Basically, so since there's no rounds, effectively next quote-unquote round, all 3 will be within melee range and like on top of you guys.
Where's that? Did Seto's torch go out?
It's gone, yeah.
Damn.
It no longer exists.
I mean, it's still there, technically. If I could
think
light it on fire.
I would also like to light a fireball.
Well, I can't do any of that. I
You're
can't
just a
do
dude.
that. I'm just a guy.
I will say, you can't, Carson, but you are in a laboratory. There is a whole bunch of weird shit in here. If you wanted to, you could quickly turn around and just grab shit and throw it. I'd ask you to roll act under pressure, or if you think your character's relatively smart, maybe you can mix some things real quick, or maybe you can discern, oh, this is this, and then throw it. You know what I mean? So like the lab is, I mean, there's
sure.
chairs, there's tables, there's a bunch of stuff in this room. So if you want to grab things, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll grab something. I guess
Yeah,
I'll...
you're familiar with bar fights, right?
I am familiar with bar fights. I am familiar with the bar fights.
So I will say, Carson, if you want, this is kind of weird and like esoteric, but if you want, you can spend more than one quote unquote turn, as you can say effectively. Can I spend some time gathering things rather than just like one quote unquote turn, if that makes any sense, for a bigger effect? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so you
I'll
can do
try
things like that.
gathering some. You know, I'm a bartender. I'm a mixologist.
Yeah,
I can do it for killing.
sure. So we'll say Carson quickly turns around and begins to just look through things. Unfortunately, you're only armed with your flashlight, but you can sort of make out, as I mentioned, the place is organized fairly well. So you can make out what the doctor has here. Go ahead and roll to act under pressure to kind of see your first impression of what we see in this room.
Oh my god.
Does anyone like to assist? You guys
I
are all
have
like right next to each
not-
other?
I haven't gotten a single. You know, actually, I think Mr. Scientist should give me a help out. That's
Oh,
what
wait,
I
I get a
think.
level up. I failed.
You did, yes.
Nice.
Nah, I think they're all preoccupied, and that's fine.
Technically,
I just
Margot
sort-
isn't. If you want to help, or yeah, Carson just mark it.
I thought I was firing a firebolt.
Are you actually doing that? Did you roll that already?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carson, go ahead and mark experience. We'll say you
Yeah.
look around, but you don't find what you need, and maybe you get a little distracted looking about. And Margot, who you shooting at?
The nearest one.
Which glitch are you going for?
Immediate unwelcome attention.
Nice.
You know, this glitch isn't really all that bad in my eyes.
As you
Nice
say
work.
that,
no. Oh dear God, why?
You fell into my trap.
as you say that, you shoot off a fireball. The effect is damage, I assume. The 1 damage.
Yeah.
Since it's fire, he'll take 2 damage. Take an additional. That is enough damage to fell this creature, Margot. How's he go down?
In a flaming ball of fire.
All right, the creature uses its vines to basically fling its body at you, and right before it's able to reach you, Margot, you just kind of like snap, and this heat just emanates.
Oh yeah, ooh, I like that. Snap.
Yeah, this heat just emanates from you and just engulfs this creature, and the fire is so intense it just swirls and smashes up into the ceiling, and you actually see some of the ceiling come loose as the creature falls to the ground, and his body just begins to burn as it falls apart into nothing. Unfortunately, this was a little louder than you were expecting, and you see that panel fall out, and besides the panel falling to the floor, you then see a vine also fall to the floor. You see another vine fall to the floor, and some like almost liquefied moss, just a strange structure, begins to sort of pour out from the ceiling directly in front of you guys. And you see these vines begin to come to life as they quickly assess the situation.
What is my demon doing?
Can I ask a question about one of my moves?
Yes, to quickly answer Margot's question, your demon is beating the shit out of the 2 up here to the north.
Excellent.
In fact, it's already killed 1. It's currently beating the shit out of the other one. Same with your demon. It's going to just kill the 2. They're off screen, Zion, but they're going to die. Seto, your question.
So if I pick Immortal, it says you do not age or sicken, and whenever you suffer harm, you suffer 1 less harm. So my question is, if I only took 1 harm, do I just not get hurt?
Correct.
Alright, cool, I'm being immortal.
You don't age or sicken. So yeah, basically, whenever you suffer harm, you do suffer 1 less harm. That's literally just armor. So effectively, you now have armor. So you are much tankier. So you're definitely going for a tanky build. It's good.
Poison me.
No poison?
Well, it says I can't be sickened, and poison is sickened.
It's technically, yeah. So certain sickening effects will not affect you, basically.
Dope.
Very nice. I like that a lot. All right. Yeah, this very interesting seeing the monstrous. If you decide to go that path, it becomes a very tanky SOB. Very cool. Alrighty, Seto feels more sturdy. But in the meantime, these 2 creatures move into they move into melee range, and they are now in front of you all. So if you wish to roll to kick, smash, or hit them, they will respond in kind. The vines begin to sort of weave through them, and I'll say, Margot, roll to act under pressure for me, please.
Back to life. I do want to slap one with my claws, though.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Whoa.
All right, wonderful. These vines quickly kind of like bloop, bloop, and they shudder after whipping to life quickly and actually firing at Margot. You dive down to the right, though, Margot, narrowly dodging the strike as it basically punches a hole in the table behind you, and then it grabs onto like one of the chairs and pulls it up, smashing it into the ceiling, and you are able to like push your friends out of the way as it smashes down again, also attempting to hit them, and it crashes the table up against the hallway, and you can now tell that these tentacles are indeed quite angry.
All right. Well, I can't reach tentacles, can I?
Technically you can. Depends what you're doing.
With my swarb?
Swarb.
Yeah, they're dangling from the ceiling currently. If anyone wants to do anything, just let me know. Go for it.
Can I slash at them with my claws?
Sure, the tentacles or the green boys?
Green boys.
Green boys, sure. One of them rushes towards you, Seto, seeing you in your demonic form. Go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
I forgot. Is it just tough, or did you say it's weird?
For you, it should be weird. You have a skill in on your character sheet. I forgot which one's called. It's like halfway down, I think. It says, where is it? There, Unholy Strength. Roll plus weird instead of plus tough when you roll the kick's mass. If you click the dice in Unholy Strength, it'll roll for you.
Oh, Unholy Strength.
Yeah, it's Unholy Strength. There's some dice there. If you click on the dice, it'll roll the appropriate stat.
Got it. Boom.
Hell yeah, there it is. All right,
Okay.
nice. Alrighty, which bonus effect would you like? In the advantage, terrible harm, less harm, or force them where you want them?
Terrible harm.
Terrible harm, okay. You said you're using your claws?
Claws.
All right, claws are 2 harm plus claws of the beast is 3 harm plus terrible harm is a 4 harm. All right, you absolutely just tear into this thing. It jumps up onto you, and you see part of its body rip open as vines and thorny ligaments shoot into your chest and into your flesh. They begin to cut into you, Seto. You'll take 2 harm, so because of your armor, you take 1 harm. And then go ahead and roll cool, it is, to see if you take that or not. All right, that should heal for 1. So, Seto, you take no harm as this creature starts to cut and bite into you. This is enough damage to fatally remove this creature from the battlefield. How do you do it?
I'm gonna pick him up and just like rip him in half.
All right, you lift this thing up as it's attempting to fire off its thorny briars at you, but they stick into your flesh. But as he pulls them out, your flesh very quickly seals, and the creature does no damage to you at all. As you pull the creature above you and you just rip it in half, you're covered in this strange plant gore that makes no sense, but who gives a shit? You throw its corpse down, one down the left hallway, one down the right hallway, as the other creature moves towards Zion and Margot. Carson and Zion, what are you guys doing?
Well, I got nothing. Guess I'm still looking. Not that there's much to do. I mean, where is the last creature?
It's in front of Zion and Margot. He's
yeah,
chilling.
I'm not. I don't know if I want
Basically right here.
I want to just do my sword at it.
You want to whack him?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Kick ass.
Yep.
And +1 forward because of Mystic.
Oh my god, beautiful. All right, which bonus would you like? A reminder that Zion already damaged this one.
I will suffer less harm.
So less harm? Okay. You already have 1 armor, correct?
Yeah.
And your sword does how much?
4.
All right. How do you do it? Paint me your sword picture.
All right. So it's charging at me, right?
Yep, it's jumping at you.
Oh, jumping at me. Well, that's going to be a downward to upward slice.
Excellent. You slice this creature into 3s as its attack is unable to reach you, Margot. And you turn him into confetti. And as you do, you can see that both your summon and Zion's summon are making short work of the creatures and have completely eradicated them.
Nice.
Best summons ever.
That was a good job,
Much
guys.
better than that dumb little imp I keep getting.
Your flaming elemental twirls and twirls and twirls and just sort of and in a puff of smoke is gone. Looking down the hallway, Zion, you can see that your demon question mark thing, you're not really sure what it is howling as it's just punch. You can feel its punches are like shaking the ground in the hallway a bit as it's just smashing one of these little dudes into paste. And he just roars, just like...
I don't like him.
He turns and like cheers, and as he does, you see his body just like compact into itself, almost like a crushed can as he's pulled back into whatever portal he came from.
I love him.
And with that, just silence. The
I
trembling
sigh.
doctor behind you sort of stands and walks over to Carson, hearing that the battle has effectively ended. Margot, you can see that the vines are like searching for something. They're not attacking directly, but they haven't gone. They're like kind of pulling themselves back up and dangling about a foot or so from the floor.
I turn to the doctor or
He
whoever.
Looks
Scientist.
very, very shaken as he sees you, Carson.
I nod.
He like
I'm like,
shakily
"Hey,
nods
man."
back.
I'm like, "What's up? How
hello.
you doing?"
Horrible.
Oh, yeah, I can tell. It's pretty rough out there.
Mm-hmm.
You you got any information you think we might need to know? You know what's going on here? What those things are? What you were working on? All that?
This is a lot of questions.
We can go one at a time. I'm not in a hurry.
Looking around the dark room, could we potentially answer this somewhere else?
Sure. Do you have somewhere more safe than this current location?
Maybe somewhere lighter. I'm somewhat scared of the dark in this situation.
There's the lights on in that room.
Yeah. Which room?
The third one. The third door?
The one that we haven't gone into?
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you alone here?
No, I'm not.
is there another scientist?
Yes, there were others. There's the lead scientist and myself, and there were other assistants, but I'm not sure their whereabouts.
All right. Well, we're gonna go into this room over here that has working lights.
Okay.
Look alive, buddy.
He wants to follow, so he slowly walks after you guys. And Satoru, are you still in your Oni form?
No, after everything got done, I turned back.
Did the doctor see him?
Man,
Did the good doctor see him?
For a moment, yes.
I lean over to him and I'm like, just don't worry about it. It happens sometimes.
He kind of just nods at that, like, okay.
And then
you
we
guys
go into the other room, I guess.
You head over to the lighter room, and you realize there's not really anything bad in here. It seems relatively safe. There's definitely a decent amount of moss in here, but if anything, the light might have been left on potentially to attract attention of things. Like place your guys' tokens. These aren't programmed properly. Granny doesn't update. There you go. I got the HP. Cool. He takes a seat as he's sort of looking around a bit and is just like breathing, and he kind of goes, okay. And then he calms himself and sort of points to the door as if telling you to close it all the way.
Mm-hmm. We close it.
All right, your questions?
All right. What's your name?
My name is Dr. Mike Nadern.
Mike,
Okay.
what?
That. He points to a name badge.
All right, Mike, or Mr. Nadern, whatever you prefer. No, I'll call you Mike. What's going on here?
Quite a
Be
bit.
frank.
Why is there moss monsters running around trying to kill us?
Something happened during the lead scientist's experiments.
Getting really tired of these scientists doing stupid experiments, creating monsters.
This is my first experience, but normally I would agree. Yes, he found something. He wanted to study it, and inquiring minds and all that. He convinced others to help, and initially, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with our experiments. There was simply a mold he found. It was sentient. It was quite intriguing, truly. It could grow, change shapes. It seemed to respond to stimuli and other forms of communication. How could you not want to look at something like that?
So
Test limits.
you
Helped.
started testing
I
on
was
a
his...
sentient creature?
Correct. Well, I guess he wanted to see if it was sentient in the first place.
Okay. Do you think it's sentient, or do you think it's working on like instinct right now?
My first guess was instinct.
Okay.
I think currently, yes, it has. He sort of shudders. He's looking around the room almost as if someone's listening, and then he kind of whispers, I think it has control over him now.
Over who?
Dr. Cornwall. He's not himself. He was a good man before. He wouldn't have wanted this, but he kept pushing our experiments further and further, and being his first assistant, I wanted to be there for him. I wanted to help. I've known the man for quite some time, and, well, I don't see... Something like this is not like him. He wouldn't allow something like this to happen.
Where's his office?
It's in the middle of the laboratory.
Where's the last place you saw him?
I spoke with him yesterday. We got into an argument and fighting more recently. It's frustrating. I believe his mind is still there. It's not completely this thing, if my theory is correct.
How long were you in that other room?
Well, that happened after the argument. I've been there since... He's almost counting in his mind. 12 hours?
And
Possibly longer.
At what point did all this stuff start?
After our argument...
Clearly it escalated pretty fast.
Yes. There has been mold and just moss on everything for quite some time now. Small amounts. We thought the creature wanted to speak with us or reach out to us. It would write to us occasionally. It would play, I guess, if you will. It seemed somewhat friendly.
It would write to you?
Yes. It would find ways to communicate as it cannot speak.
Hmm. And now it's killing people.
He nervously laughs. Yes. I believe so. Something changed. Something happened. Whether it has enough resources now or further control over the doctor.
So you have no idea what caused the shift to what it's doing now?
Unfortunately, I do not. We've been researching the creature, trying to see precisely what it wants, I guess. I cannot speak to it. I have attempted to, and it's only been able to respond with shapes, letters, which can take quite some time to communicate with, and, well, that's essentially it. But I've heard the doctor speaking with it, with words, and I swear I do not...
Has it been speaking, or...?
I don't hear it, but I swear I do not see it respond, but he acts as if he's having long conversations with it. It responds unreasonably fast. He'll say something and it'll respond, I guess, a second later, because he'll immediately start going off another sentence, and then there's no one else in the room with him. He's not on the phone. He's not taking notes. The man has been known to speak to himself as he's thinking, but this isn't thinking. This is a conversation he's having.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Concerning, yes. I brought it up with him. He got very angry. He got quite angry with me. And
what did he say? Do you remember?
Not precisely, but he told me I was being paranoid. He said to stop worrying about these silly things and just to keep working, that we were closer. And, well, initially I didn't think we were working... I guess we're working towards something, but he's making it sound like there's something else, something more. I don't know. He must have been keeping something from me. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Where is his office?
In the middle.
Well, imagine this map as if it were the office, and he sort of draws out the area for you.
Okay.
If you were to go here, I'll move his token. and he's kind of pointing to a general layout as there's a map on the wall. This is where we keep the entity, the moss creature. His office is across the way, across the hall, located here, so that he has easy, faster access. He's been staying with the creature, though, recently.
He's been staying with the creature?
Yes. I call it a creature, but
Gosh.
it's merely a growth.
Yeah, that is just bizarre. Clearly that is some kind of, I don't know.
Well, it looks like we need to go have a talk with the doctor.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, but I would be incredibly careful. He's, as I mentioned, he's not himself. It's not just him. I don't know what it is, but getting close to the thing, it never gave me aggressive vibes before. There's something emanating from it now. I'm not sure what it is, but it's why I ran. It's why I barricaded myself in this room, in that room, sorry. It's why I hid.
Do you think something happened to change the creature itself?
That I'm not sure. I also think it was gathering strength or maybe attempting to take over the doctor. Now that it has him, he stops and thinks for a moment, kind of looking past you all. How is it out there? Has it spread?
It's not good.
His eyes widen. Cities? Has it taken over the entire forest? We should be far enough.
No,
The whole world is taken over.
no, it's spreading
last
through the
ones.
forest.
We're the last ones.
He's
To
unsure
save
how to take
humanity.
this. Two of you are saying the world has ended, and Carson's saying,
I look Dr. Mike in the eye, and I make like a
Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike, and I
Dr. Tran.
and I'm like, don't listen to them.
he's like nervously nods. He's been kind of ticking his finger and biting on his pen this entire time while he's thinking.
Like, I don't really have anything to say about them, but don't listen to it.
Fair enough.
It's in the forest, yeah.
Okay.
But as far as we know, it has not breached into like suburban areas.
This is good.
So we still have some time.
Good. We theorized it could potentially exponentially spread that far.
I'm not surprised to hear that. Do you know what those little green people are? Is that
Yes,
is
they
that
are.
how it has always looked? I'm so confused.
Those are. When I say it used to play with us, it would form these small moss children, and they would help around the lab.
The doctor is like a bigger version.
No, it's more of a brain, I guess. A nervous central. Yes, it's
things end.
correct. It's a control center, but you can't. To my knowledge, you can't just kill it.
Oh,
Okay.
everything's killable.
Yeah,
Well-
it doesn't seem to like fire. That's for sure.
This is true. Fire would damage it, but you would not be able to permanently destroy it with fire. You would need something more.
Something more?
Fire.
He kind of laughs at more fire. Not more fire.
No, I said hellfire.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what that would be, but probably not.
Hotter than regular fire?
So what are you thinking?
An antidote. Effectively. Well,
Okay.
something
How can
along
we get this antidote?
something along the lines of industrial weed. A weed killer, but we'll multiply that by 1,000.
Do you have the ingredients
weed?
around here?
Do you have it?
He's looking around nervously again, looking at the ceiling. And he's just staring at the ceiling. You
Is
see
there something on the ceiling?
one of the no, nothing's on the ceiling. But you see one of the raptors like shift, and he's just like completely silent, just staring at the ceiling.
Come on. Move a little faster.
If it's listening, It's
Okay, well then say it very quietly.
You gotta
or
tell
write
us,
it
or
down.
you know,
How about-
disastrous things
Well,
could
I
happen.
don't need to know the ingredients. Are they here? We can take you there.
he pauses and breathes out. Yes, it's something I've been working on, but it can't know that.
Okay,
doesn't-
don't say anything then.
It doesn't know that I've been looking into this.
You know what? There's nothing to know. Don't.
Right, exactly. I've been researching on my own, put it that way. And I believe I discovered
So-
something that could assist us in what we're trying to do.
Then let's get to it.
I'm gonna turn back to
I-
the group. I'll look at them and be like, so what I think is, I know we said we shouldn't split up.
I was just gonna
But-
make a suggestion.
I think Margot and Carson should go with Mike to go get the things, and then me and Homeboy should sorry, my brain blanked. me and yeah, me and Zion should go see if we can see this brain without being caught. Get the scoop of things.
I'm gonna lean over to Zion. Try to kill it.
And also see if I can find this doctor.
I mean, I guess at least weaken it.
That too.
What do you say, Zion? You want to go find a brain?
You know what? Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Alright, onwards.
I'm expecting to hear booms and bams from a big distraction.
Roger that.
Whatever you
Big
did
fireball
before
got it.
clearly distracted the current guardians, but there will be more, many more. I believe we can infinitely spawn those creatures.
And how long does that spawn take?
Not very long. Just be careful, please. It might have hundreds waiting.
Oh my.
Hope your magic's feeling good today. All right, lead the way.
All right, he points again on the map to Zion and Seto, where the central location is, and says to be very careful. Obviously, because it'll just be a door that leads to a room, so basically impossible to sneak into if you go through the door. And on the opposite side of the facility is the goods, basically. So he takes Margot and Carson. You want him to basically lead you to...
Actually, I should lead the way, and then he should tell me left to right as we approach intersections.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree.
as Mike has basically leads you guys across the way as you move on in, and you do get an uneasy feeling as if you are being watched. The entire lab shudders ever so slightly, and you can hear the vines slinking about through the walls and the ceiling. You almost think you can feel the floor tiles under you move, but that might just be something else. Who knows?
I hope those nothing underneath those.
As you move about, you end up reaching one of the far labs on the left side of the building. Mike points out one of them to you.
Is that
It's
the
in there.
magic juice?
Yes, I put it in one of the lower cabinets. The other one should be... And he starts digging around a bit, and he turns. Sure nothing's following us?
I look at
Be
Carson.
real with you? What? I look at Margot.
He's like looking at both of you like, what?
I'm expecting an answer to that question, Carson.
Oh, I gotta be real with you. I don't think anywhere in this building is safe, man.
Very awkward smile. That's fair.
We're,
Yes.
we're here,
Touche.
and we
Alright.
will do our very best to keep you from getting hurt. I don't want you to be under any illusion that this is not a very dangerous situation.
He's very nervously moving through things. You can kind of hear the glass clattering against the various beakers, and he's trying to kind of move them out of the way as his hands are shaking. He's moving things to the left and to the right. He's not breaking anything, but he's very, very nervous. He digs under, very clearly hidden. No one would go down here. He finds like one beaker and he shows it to you, and then he moves to like a higher cabinet, moving past some pretty generic books and stuff, pushes them out of the way, and there's another one behind there. He walks over to one of the tables and he starts digging around his pocket and pulls out a third glass container. Says,
Loving
Mix-
this.
if we mix the three of these together, It should take
Magic
only
juice?
yes, magic juice in about 2-3 minutes or so. It needs to be
Okay.
entirely still. Nothing can touch it. These tables are, he thinks for a moment, should be mostly stable.
Should I read a bad situation to see if we're okay?
That's a
yes.
good idea.
This is a
Actually,
pretty.
could I help out with that somehow? That's not really how that works.
So technically,
No,
so
yeah, you can help out with that.
so have Margot roll first.
Okay, I used my mystic. Can I use my fortunes, the same one multiple times, or?
Depends on the phrasing. Let's see. Scroll.
I linked it.
Thank you. Okay, hold 3. Spend your hold 1 for 1. Nope. You can do the same one 3 times.
Alright, I'm gonna give myself a +1 then again.
Oh my god.
Smacking it. Hell yes. All right, and let's do read a bad situation. That is hold 3. You can ask 3 of those questions.
Hold 3.
I guess you don't need to help then, Carson. That's basically all of them.
That's good.
And I will say this question can be applied to areas you've that are relevant that you've seen before. The relative area.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Very much so, yes. There is clearly something watching you in the ceiling and in the walls. You're not sure if it's going to react to a certain phrase or if it's just waiting to strike when you're not looking. But there's definitely something watching you guys. Not just your group, both groups.
With the same
Always
one thing?
feel like somebody's watching.
You get the feeling that this whole thing is one thing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, how tree roots are connected.
Correct.
What's most vulnerable to me?
What's most vulnerable to you, from what you know, is if you had this poison, this entity that Mike is talking about would be most vulnerable to your group. That is definitely your goal. That's what you're shooting for. It's not in this room, but you know about it.
What's the best way to protect the victims? AKA the potion.
The best way to protect the victim or Mike? Well, Mike is the victim. We'll put those two together.
Yeah, Mike and the potion.
Make sure no one touches the potion. Make sure if he is attacked, he is not. And the best way to protect him, realistically, if you can clear a path, would potentially be just to lead him out the front. That could be dangerous. Or hide him in another one of these rooms, turn the lights off, and pray to God nothing attacks him. Basically,
But
distract the
something's
creature.
watching,
So
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best way to protect him would be to keep him with us. Because we don't know when those things spawn or what they can do.
yeah. Unfortunately, the situation's so large, there's no one best way to take care of him. So if you think he's safest with you guys, I guess to be clear, another game thing. Humans all have the same harm threshold, which is 7. They don't have any armor or like regenerative capabilities, so if he gets hit, he's just gonna get hit. But he won't die in one shot.
So he has 7 health.
Effectively 7 health, yes. Unless there's like some weird circumstances, like he's damaged prior. He's a little scuffed up, but he's not 7. He's not like 5 harm scuffed up.
All right. We need to prepare. And I think that we should do that quickly.
Okay.
How much? I lean over and I say very quietly, how much time? Gosh, I don't know how to ask this question. It takes 2 to 3 minutes, right?
He'll need about 5 total to get the whole thing together.
You'll need 5 minutes, and then is it usable at any time after that?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I mean, don't wait like a day, but yeah.
I say I look at Mario. What's Mario doing?
I mean, I'm sensing the presence from the ceiling, right?
And the
yes.
walls?
You get the feeling that this whole building is being like hugged by.
I'm basically just kind of scanning the area for like any creeping vines that might try to backstab us.
I think.
So I'm listening, but I'm attention elsewhere.
You're in
All right.
protect mode.
Yeah.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
I think what should happen is you, Mike, get to work, and Margot and I will
Watch your back.
watch your back.
All right, he does not need any more convincing than that. He immediately begins to get to work, and we'll cut quickly to Zion and Seto.
So,
What are y'all doing?
going on a trip
Okay.
in our favorite rocket ship.
All right.
Cause a ruckus. Be a distraction. Go, go, go.
So we're gonna head over to the office to see if he's in there.
You guys all walk along effectively the same path that Margot and Carson took, and you peer into the office and you see that it is currently empty. But this is very clearly the lead researcher's office. There are just bits of paper and things scattered everywhere. Not necessarily like someone went through here and like just trying to destroy things, but almost as if maybe he feels he doesn't need the research notes anymore. You see words.
He's
and
become the research.
yeah, you see like words and answers scrawled on the walls in the Moss text. You see various shapes and such, like houses and cats and animals and weird things on the ground. Some of them have been smeared away. They go from very, very basic like stick figures to more elaborate, almost photorealistic depictions of creatures and such.
Can I see if the door works?
The what?
Like, can I open the door?
Yeah, you're in the room.
Oh, I'm in the room. Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
were just saying I was peeking in.
No, I mean, you can walk in the room, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like I said, there's no one in, and everything I described.
Okay. So some animals and some stuff, but no big brain and no doctor.
Correct. Yeah, this is just his office,
Uh,
which is across the way from the primary room, which would be in the center.
Can I do the magic thing where I can see, like, if I can see? Trying to remember, someone did it earlier where they're like they can see like maybe like
Observe another place or time.
yeah,
You can definitely do that.
that thing.
Ooh, I forgot all about that.
How dare you forget magic?
I know. I'm sorry.
And while he's doing that, Zion, what are you doing?
I just want to look through all the papers to see if he was just slowly going mad or what was going on.
Do I have to do the use magic for that?
Yes, yeah, that's always use magic. So to quickly answer your question, Zion, yes.
Gang gang.
Slowly going mad.
Yeah, it very much started off in a sense of wanting to understand whatever this Moss construct is, to understanding it, to maybe too much understanding it. The notes become less official, almost more like a diary, like he's writing to himself. Very casual after a while. And not like crazy mad, but almost like I understand more than you understand kind of mad. Like, oh, so this is it. So this is okay. I get it now. You know, we were fools all along. Shit like that. It's very concerning because it goes from incredibly analytical to not necessarily slang, but it seems like a completely separate person wrote this. It seems both angry and overjoyous at the same time. It's very odd to read. And what exactly are you trying to look at, Mr. Seto?
I'm trying to see if I can see where the doctor went.
Just recently?
Yeah.
All right. You close your eyes and you focus at the past, the very recent past. It happens. As you look about, you can see him walking about the lab. He's looking for a specific note, a specific something. It's not from long ago, but you can tell by the date it's before he lost it, if you will. And he's more so looking at the notes that Mike took, not his own notes. He's trying to find something. He looks very frustrated as if he cannot find it, and seemingly he's given up. You see him walk outside, and following this image, it fades as he's entering the center part of the building, where you know the moss is kept.
I look at Zion. I say he was looking for a note in here, and also he went to the center where all the moss is being held.
I feel like the moss probably ate him or something.
But in a New Jersey accent. I forgot to do my voice.
Nice.
What if that was really what he was? He's just like,
You just
I
dropped
don't
the
actually-
accent for a little bit.
yeah, like I don't really normally have it. It's just for the vibe.
All right, what do you two do?
So where's the moss place?
Directly across the room you guys are currently at,
Okay.
15, 20 feet away.
I go take a peek.
Yeah.
Alright. You notice this room has two double swinging doors. They are not locked. They have handles, but you can actually see through them as they have a glass peephole. There is much growth over the glass, but squinting, you can sort of see through. You see a figure pacing, speaking, shouting with an entity, presumably the moss brain.
I'm
Not
gonna
yelling
look
at it.
Zion,
He's just
I'm gonna
talking to it.
I'm gonna whisper to him like, so do you want to go in like guns blazing, or do you want to go kapow kapow, we shoot some shit, or you want to scare him?
I mean, we should probably wait for the others before we go big guns
But
blazing.
Margot said create a distraction,
Yeah.
so I can
Feel like-
go. I can get all big, and then you can summon some like demon shit behind me, so it looks like even more evil demon Hellraiser shit is coming through the door, so it freaks this dude out
I guess.
or something. I don't know. Also, I really want to kill the big brain because fuck poison.
Well, we don't have the weed killer.
That's
No,
what I
don't
mean.
call
I'm the
him
weed
a weed
whacker.
killer. You're being listened to.
It's not a weed.
What do you call
I
it?
mean,
So
might as well be.
rude.
It's not
So
wanted. It's a
rude.
plant. It's basically a weed.
I like dandelions and their weeds.
You can
Wow.
eat dandelions.
As the two of you are discussing this, Zion and Seto, roll to act under pressure, please.
Oh no.
Well, of course, that always happens.
Oh god.
That's okay. I say.
Whoa. Market experience.
Please
Oh,
mark
God.
experience. Please mark
geez.
experience, the two of you.
We both die.
Alrighty. As you
Zion,
guys discussing this,
why you gotta like do that to me?
you're not sure if it was standing here, something you did prior, or saying weed killer. Not entirely sure. But instantly, vines burst forth from the ceiling, and you're unable to dodge in time as they wrap around your arms and legs, and they very forcibly push you through the door. And as you are jettisoned through the door, you're not completely held down. You can, if you struggle, you can probably escape. It'll just take you a second. You're pulling at the vines. You said you're probably ripping at them. I would assume you're like trying to like slow burn, control burn, get them off you. But they are rapidly growing and twisting and really ripping into you. Each of you take one harm that's not resistible. So it gets through your armor.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt today.
You can still roll your cool though, Seto, if you want,
Oh.
because you still took
Cool.
damage. You just can't resist it. Just don't fail this roll.
Don't take more.
Yeah, you take more otherwise. You can still regenerate it.
Fuck!
All right, take an additional damage,
You
please.
set me up for that one.
All right, they squeeze tighter as they feel as if you're trying to resist their pull. You feel briars start to sprout forth, specifically just on your Seto, not on Zion's, as they cut further into your flesh, drawing blood. Dr. Cornwall turns to the two of you, looking very frustrated and a little frazzled. You can see that he is very clearly brandishing a sawed-off shotgun in his right hand. He lowers his glasses as he looks at the two of you and says, "What are you doing in my lab?"
Trying to solve your little problem here.
What problem do you speak of?
You see, unfortunately, you kind of let loose the Armageddon of little green peoples. So we're trying to stop that from, destroying things in the world of that we which live in.
They're not destroying things. They are spreading their... I don't want to say love. The knowledge.
They turned people to mush.
Well, a creature needs to eat, does it not?
I mean, that's fair, but at
He
the same
smiled.
time,
He smiles widely. I'm not wrong, am I?
it can eat other things that
But
aren't.
at the cost to
people.
humanity, you are wrong. So,
Well, at the end of the day, that will not matter. Soon, everyone will get to enjoy the moss. And he points to this massive metal structure that looks like it was, at one point, containing something. It looked like it had a glass dome, but that glass dome has long shattered. You see a large, green, pulsing entity with vines and just long tendrils coming off of it. In the core, you see this orange thing pulsing and pulsing. The whole entity of this moss is just... And you can feel, before you finish that sentence, Seto, you can almost feel something penetrate your mind, and it hurts not enough to take damage, but you feel something sort of wash over you. And it's gone instantly after, but there's a strange feeling there. You were saying, sir. Yes.
I would love to chat, Mr. Cornwaddle, but gotta go. I turn into like my Oni form and I rip through the vines and I try to grab Zion.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to act under pressure again there for me.
Under pressure.
Do. Alrighty. You will indeed escape, but it takes a little more effort than you were anticipating, Seto, as your vines were a little thicker. As you resisted, your transformation definitely caught them off guard. They don't damage you at this time because you're able to effectively stop it with your hardened skin. But the time it takes you to tear off the vines, you don't really realize, but Zion has been pulled closer to Dr. Cornwall, and you're unable to rescue and move him away in time. While that's happening, Carson and Margot, you hear a loud, I don't want to say explosion, but a blast, which is basically the doors being slammed open as Seto and Zion are, you don't know this, but pushed into the room. You assume that they are assaulting him, so this sound is...
Into our room or a different room?
Into the other room. You're hearing the door to the center area be blasted open.
Okay.
And I can't say how you guys feel about that, but you did
Nice
tell them to go in.
distraction.
Yeah, you did tell them to go in loud. And this happens near the end of Mike finishing. He's got maybe like a minute left. And you see him very, very carefully, slowly mixing and slowly heating and whatnot. And you see that he's just about finished.
Okay.
Margaret.
I'm still eagle-eyed, attention whore.
Okay.
Everywhere.
All right, Carson.
Oh man.
You guys are in the room, both of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, where are we on the little map?
Upper
Is
left.
that accurate to where we are standing?
Effectively, you guys are kind of in the back of the room. I just have there so you can read the names easier.
Oh, okay.
You guys are basically in the back of the room, and Mike is working on, what you call it? Zion's not in the room that far. I kind of just have them here. They're basically in the center room. Seto is also in the room technically. He's like on his way out effectively because he's near the door. But Zion's been pulled further into the room.
And what's Margot doing again?
Watching.
Yeah, that's pretty much... I'm just keeping, like, an eye out in all directions.
Okay.
Yeah.
While you two continue to keep an eye out, Mike is almost finished. Seto, seeing that you were unable to grab at your friend as he's pulled away from you, what do you do?
Well, I'm close to the door, right?
You're closer to the door, yes. All right, while you're thinking, Zion, what do you do?
Can I do
Looking at
anything?
what I can use.
I mean, you can struggle, you
Try
can
to, like,
magic.
go out?
You can definitely do what you want to do. I was asking Seto if he wanted to like immediately react to you getting pulled away or something, but if he hasn't, basically
Use
whoever can think
magic.
first gets to go first, effectively.
I'm gonna use magic to kind of like I'm gonna like try to like shoot like fireball at the arms that are holding Zion to like, so it's easier
Help
for
free
him
him?
to escape.
Okay, and Zion, you were saying something before?
I'm gonna like fire shockwave out from myself with magic.
Sure. We'll say you start with that, so you do yours first.
Press use magic.
For Zion. Okay. That is a total success. I will say you're relatively close to Cornwall with your fire.
That's
So
fine.
you completely obliterate the vines around you, Zion, and you drop. He didn't have you dangling too high, so you're able to land just fine. As Cornwall turns to you, he looks frustrated, but as he turns, a blast of heat just washes over him, and he like whinges at it, and you can tell he took a little bit of damage. He's kind of starts brushing off some of the ash as he points the shotgun towards you and kind of like bounces it between Seton, he is fused, Zion and Seto. And he starts like taking a step back.
When I see Zion get freed, I'm gonna shoot a fireball at Dr. Cornwall so Zion has some time to get back to where I am.
Okay, go for it. Magic. La magie. Unfortunate. Alrighty.
Oops.
You attempt to use magic to do that.
Mark
Can
experience.
Zion help me?
Do you wish to?
Sure.
You aren't
help
nearby.
out.
That would be roll to help out. Yeah.
Oh boy, I gotta roll cool. It's a -1.
So mark it. Okay. So don't mark experience that though. That is indeed a help. So a +1 will expose you to the trouble or danger, Zion. So we'll say Seto fires a blast of heat towards Dr. Cornwall. So choose one glitch on that. I assume you're trying to inflict harm, Seto?
Kind of, yeah.
So we'll add the +1 harm. And what is the glitch?
As much as I want to say that, I'm not going to. I was gonna say it has a problematic side effect.
Okay, I mean, whatever you want, go for it. Whatever's most
I just
interesting.
don't know what crazy shit you'd say.
That makes it fun.
Let's just go with that then.
All right, excellent. You fire off a beam of heat, striking Cornwall in the chest. You feel as if almost in your haste to cast the spell, it's about to go just completely haywire. But Zion's kind of able to help turn and twist your flames to strike the good doctor. And as you do, he takes the hit in the chest. You can see he's very much human. There is a burnt mark on his chest. He kind of rubs it. It doesn't get as much damage as he was expecting, but all the same, it definitely singed the man. So he's now clearly pointing the shotgun at you, Seto. I will ask, as this bad thing is happening, roll to act under pressure for me. He's basically going to attempt to shoot you, but his arm is not steady, so this is basically giving you the chance to get out of the way. So
You said I
act
have
under
a chance
pressure.
to get out of the way.
Act under pressure, yeah, basically. Wonderful. Okay. His shotgun roars to life and fires, but Seto, you're able to, even despite your bulky nature, you whip off to the side. You dive out of the way as the pellets pepper the floor. Margot and Carson, you hear this shotgun go off about the same time that Mike finishes his potion. Seto, as you dive, you realize that the fire hitting Cornwall didn't just agitate him, but it also agitated the moss brain. And now looking around the room, you can see that it doesn't want you here. It very much wants both of you gone. When you dove, you didn't necessarily dive into a pile of vines, but you dove in the wrong direction. And, well, everywhere is the wrong direction currently, because you see that you're now surrounded by vines. And they are quickly moving towards you. Smaller ones are grasping around your ankle and your wrists, your arms. You're not completely restrained, but they're attempting to pull you in. And you see that they're currently pulling you towards the primary brain in the center. These are smaller vines, so they're not like barbed. They're not going to like cut into you or anything, but they're attempting to move you and bring you to the thicker vines. Carson and Margo? I guess just Margo.
Fun times.
He's done?
He just finished.
All right. Time to find the brain. It's probably that away, and I point to where all the fire is sounding.
Okay. He sort of messes around a bit with what he has, and he pulls out something from his left pocket, and it's effectively a very large syringe. The needle's huge, and he ends up combining everything, and he holds the syringe out to Margo and Carson and says, I don't think I can do it.
All right.
You just need to inject it into its core. It should permeate through its entire self and, well, theoretically, destroy it.
Wait. I'm just a guy. I can do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I can do that.
He hands it to Carson.
All right. Finally.
And,
something I can do.
Is it Nadern or Nadern?
Nadern.
Yeah.
Nadern. Mr. Nadern,
My brain
you
farted, sorry.
are... I am sorry for this, but less than just a guy.
He kind of
Oh, wow.
looks at you like, what?
You know, a magical guy. You're less
So
than,
I look
than,
over.
than Carson
I look
over
over
here.
at Margo, and I'm like making like one of those like finger like hand across the throat kind of cut motion. Like don't.
So, where do you want to hide? Are you gonna be safe where you're gonna hide?
He's really confused how to take that. If you just turn the lights off, I can hide here is fine.
Are you sure you'll be fine?
No, I'm not. You just said this whole place is teeming with those things. I could
All
die
right,
at
well-
any moment.
Scream like a little girl if you need help.
Oh my god, why are you like this? Look,
I'll scream.
Hi.
Fine.
look. I mean, do you have a cell phone? Is there cell service here?
I doubt it. We're in a concrete building.
Carson, he's not gonna be able to type in a number and dial us if he needs help. He's gonna need to
I'm not.
scream.
No, I'm just saying. Like keep a GPS on or something so we know where he is.
I'll scream. I can scream loud if I need to.
Better. It's
All right.
concrete walls. You're gonna have to scream loud.
Good luck, like I said, like a little girl.
All right.
He
Nice knowing you.
just shakes his head.
kidding, You'll make it out.
He
No
shakes his head at
problem.
Margo. He's very confused as he turns off the lights and he goes to hide under a table. Margo and Carson, you guys, after hearing this shotgun blast, you think back and go, do Seto and Zion have shotguns? I don't think so. Oops. Quickly running down the hallway, you see that there are vines already pushing into the center, holding the doors open.
Oh, open invitation. I leap in.
You leap in to see Dr. Cornwall with a shotgun still pointed to Seto. Seto is small vines wrapping around him, pulling him closer and closer to a massive structure in the back that is effectively the core to this problem.
All right. So,
There's
so
a
what?
huge...
Core?
What's the
I would-
general location of everyone?
So am I
you-
completely like restrained? I can't move at all.
You can move. You definitely can move. You're just limited in your movement because it is attempting to stop you from moving.
So, just to be clear, the syringe or whatever has to be put in the core.
Correct. So you
And
guys
the
are you guys
core
have the
is
door right
at-
here.
And we have seen the core now. Like, now we can see it, where it is.
You
Is
said the
it
core is
behind?
here?
It's behind Dr. Cornwall and Zion. And then Seto's being slowly pulled back towards the core, which is this big thing.
And
Okay.
then Dr. Cornwall's gun is pointed this way, or
Yeah, he's
this-
looking at Seto, but he hears you guys turn the corner. He looks to you and doesn't point the gun to you.
I try to hold the syringe really casually in a way that it makes it, like, not obvious that I'm holding something. Do you know what I mean?
Like you're hiding it?
No.
Oh, no, you're not hiding
Yes.
it?
Well, no, I guess, okay. Yes, I'm hiding it, but
Okay.
you know, I don't want to be like a lot of times in movies. People are like, "Oh, let me hide this behind my back really quick," and it's not, you know, obvious at all. I want to basically do it in a casual way where it's like not drawing a lot of attention to the fact that I'm hiding it.
Perfect.
Like maybe I'm
Like tucked into your pocket like a pen, right?
yeah, and like lifting my gun and starting to do something, you know.
Gotcha.
But I don't
Um,
want the core to know that I have it.
That makes sense.
So
Okay, I see,
come in with my gun up.
and I see the shotgun pointed at Seto, so I'm gonna launch myself at Dr. Cornwall and aim for his arm with my sword.
You're going to attack him?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Kick ass or something else?
Yep. You're going into melee range with him. He hears you charging towards him, so he quickly turns the shotgun towards you, and... Alrighty. What is your bonus effect?
I'm not used to bonus effects on kick ass.
You nailed it.
I want to give a plus forward to another hunter.
Okay, who do you want to give it to?
Can I give it to Carson for him to inject the thing into the thing?
So, plus forward is the next roll.
Oh, the immediate one?
It's the next thing they do, yeah.
I mean, I could run over there like I'm trying to help Zion. Just bypass him. I don't know.
I'll do that. I want Carson to succeed no matter what.
Okay. So as you rush in, Margot, you distract Dr. Cornwell enough that Carson can sort of move into position. So Carson, you start moving in. Dr. Cornwell's shotgun unfortunately goes off before you're able to reach him, Margot, and you'll take 3 harm because your armor you'll take 2.
Do I at least chop off his arm? I wanted to chop off his arm.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
How much damage does your sword do?
4?
4. Okay.
He dies.
Yeah. So you charge Dr. Cornwall, and brandishing your weapon, unfortunately his does go off first as pellets tear across your skin. Your armor is able to stop most of it. You're not severely bleeding, but you're definitely hurting, Margot.
All right.
Fortunately for you, he's
I'm
hurting.
almost unstable.
He's hurting a little more as you completely sever his left arm, his shotgunning arm, his favorite arm. How dare you? And
he don't need it.
as you do, he like almost goes into shock instantly as he looks to it and just starts like hyperventilating effectively. You see blood just pouring out of the stump that was his left arm, and you see his chest just heaving, and he starts like freaking out. He lands on his back and his body starts like twitching. He starts like convulsing. He's like looking at it, and you see a lot of the moss starts moving towards him, and it wraps around his other arm and wraps around his neck and starts pulling him. You see him like choking now. It almost has no concern.
Trying to eat him?
It's
It
not
wants
necessarily
the
trying to eat him.
blood.
It's just pulling him towards it. It's not like killing him, choking him. It's just really uncomfortable. It lets him go for a second, and you see it just brought him closer and begins to sort of effectively seal the wound. It's just basically plastering this moss over this stump on his arm that's just pouring
Aw,
blood.
They're
And
friends.
Carson, it's distracted. Go!
his eyes are just pinpoint pupils now as he's just like and just completely out of it. So yeah, Zion, Carson, and Seto. What are the 3 of you doing?
While Margot
Well, I'm trying to
literally,
get out of these vines so I can fuck up Dr. Cornbald.
while Margot is doing that, I very quickly make my way over as fast as I can.
All right, as
Make
you were
my way
running,
over.
Carson, the first thing that's going to happen is vines will burst forth from the ceiling, the floor, the walls, everywhere. And
I
not
didn't
just
think that was gonna happen. Yeah.
not just in your path, in everyone's path. They are everywhere. This thing is pissed. It is very, very angry, and you can feel its anger just permeate the room.
Can I try like shooting at it while I'm running? Maybe just as like a.
Are you shooting at the at like the core, or are you shooting at the tentacles?
Tentacles.
The tentacles.
Maybe
There
to
are,
make them like retract a little bit so I can get through.
you can definitely do that. That would be act under pressure, and you can
Oh.
+1 to this.
Yeah, plus 1 to it.
Jesus.
That's a 7. Okay, so, All right, so we will
Maybe I
say,
trip.
yeah. So that's a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. We'll say you're running forward. I'll let you choose. Do you want a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay?
Price to pay.
Okay. I will say if you take 2 damage worth of these tentacles like lashing out against you, non-resistible or anything, just straight 2 damage, then yes, you can get closer, but not to it.
I'll take that.
Okay, so go ahead and add 2 damage. Zion and Seta, what are you guys doing as you see Carson just opening fire against these tentacles, striking a good portion of them actually. Unfortunately, a few strike at his back and they draw blood.
I'm gonna rip the vines off me.
Okay. A lot of small ones are still trying to grab at you. You get the feeling that this effect will be persistent for a little while, but not permanent.
Wait, so what do I roll?
Nothing. Basically, the vines are just constantly attacking you. But besides getting them off you, what are you trying to do? You basically what I'm trying to say is you get the feeling that
bite Cornbald's head.
you want to attack the guy on the floor.
Yes.
Okay. So you just want to run up to him and attack him, basically.
Nom on his forehead.
Okay. Go ahead and act under pressure, because as you do that, the creature can sense that you are rushing towards Dr. Cornwall, and more tentacles will burst forth. Okay, so we'll say, Dr. Cornwall's body is pulled away further. You're unable to reach him, and let's see. He's almost pulled into the entity, we'll say. So he's pulled basically away from all of you, and it effectively begins to hug around him. So you do move closer, Seto, and most of these smaller tentacles and such have been torn from your body in your rush to get to Dr. Cornwall. But we'll say in your haste to remove them and to get to your target, he unfortunately is pulled further away so none of you can reach him. Zion?
I don't know what to do.
A lot going on.
I got this new ability. I'm not exactly sure how it works.
Sure.
I don't know if I have to roll it when someone else is rolling, or...
Which one is it? Jinx, you can encourage coincidences to occur the way you want. When you jinx a target, roll plus weird. On a 10, hold 2. 7 to 9, hold 1. On a miss, the keeper holds 2. Over you when you
I would say
spend 1 to 1 to
translate coincidences to small events. So maybe like vines swinging a certain way.
Basically, treat this as a new action. So effectively, jinx is now a new thing. So you would jinx a target, so maybe the Dr. Cornwall or the Moss, basically, and then you'd roll. And if you get a 10 plus, you get to do 2 of the things, basically, which is interfere with a hunter. Why would you want to give? Oh, that's something I would pick.
That's
okay.
for you.
Yeah, it's for me. Help a hunter, give them +1. Interfere with what a monster, minion, or bystander is trying to do. Inflict 1 harm to the target due to an accident. Yeah. So basically, I guess kind of treat this as like an attack. This is effectively an action. So yeah, you can just straight up go.
I will jinx the giant moss monster.
Okay. Roll away, my friend.
Hold 1.
All right. Which one are you going for?
I want to help Carson stab it with the syringe.
Okay. So +1 forward.
+1 forward, basically.
Okay. So your next roll, Carson, will be +1 forward. You are currently on the way to the lad while you're shooting and blasting.
Can I use my be somewhere you are needed just in time fortune to help out Carson stabbing the thing with the syringe?
Yes. Well, what exactly is the phrasing on that? What to do? This hold. Be somewhere you are needed just in time. Okay, so we'll say that will be a reaction. So Carson...
And then I want to jump into that, combo into that to help out Carson?
Yes. Yeah. So we'll basically say that since you guys have all done your thing, Zion, what exactly is your jinx doing?
It's gonna...
How's this playing out?
Some of the ceiling kind of like falls apart and lands on some of the tentacles that are trying to grab at Carson.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, in the stress of all this, the building's starting to come apart, and it's actually working against the creature to your guys' benefit. It has so many moving parts that some of these moving parts are actually being pinned down. And fortunately for you all, it's a very convenient path where Carson's standing. And I assume you're still on that path to stab this boy, Carson?
Oh yeah, I am scrambling.
All right. If this is an act under pressure roll, yeah, this seems pretty pressury. Roll it up, my friend. As you rush forward, tentacles flailing left and right.
Oh my god.
All right, Margot.
Why is this happening to me?
Margot, you
I
see that
haven't
your
rolled
friend,
anything over a 6.
your friend is in need, Margot. So you dive in, and
she puts her, she like does one of those things where you make somebody do a jump. You know, when you put your hands below their feet and then lift off.
do you want to do that, Margot?
No.
Sure.
All right. So basically, the two of you combo. Margot being across the room, you get the feeling that you're actually needed here. So you were thinking of doing something else, but you can see where Carson's going. You can see the path that Zion opened. And,
Somewhere you were needed just in time.
and then you arrive right when you're needed, and your hands are ready. Carson is getting ready to jump, but he realizes the jump's going to be too short until he sees Margot's already there waiting, able to fling and help. Carson, you jump upward, and you stab the needle into the moss.
Nice.
And as you do, it fills the creature. You send the plunger home, and you don't hear it scream, but you can feel it reverberate and echo throughout your minds. Everybody take 1 psychic damage. Unresistible, just 1 psychic damage.
You talking about harm?
Yeah, 1 harm, sorry.
Boys
By
acting
the
like
way.
D&D.
Well, it's called Psychic Blast, but yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
Anything past 3 is unstable, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
I had a mixed success that help out, so I exposed myself to danger. Do I take anything else? Or my fine as is?
You had a what?
My help out was a mixed success.
Yes, basically that led to it doing this.
Okay.
So it exposed everyone to extra danger, effectively.
Okay.
I heal for 2, bitch.
So, oh, very nice. You should be at 2. Yeah, awesome. Okay, hell yeah. Wow, that's really good. When you land that lands real well. Alrighty. So your minds are racked by this damage. Seto is used to chaos, so he doesn't feel quite as much as the rest of you do. But your vision goes blurry for a moment, and you see rainbows and everything. You almost feel like you've been drugged for a moment, and you see these tentacles wrapping around. You feel like they're wrapping around you. You feel like they're ready to strangle you and just rip your flesh off your body like a glove. But you shake and you're fine. You're fine. And you looking around, you actually see that most of the tentacles are pinned. They're not tearing you limb from limb. You're okay. But you can see that this creature has been weakened. For a moment, you see it sort of grow limp, and the pulsing and the shaking of its internal workings have not necessarily ceased, but they've slowed. And you can tell that it's finally been weakened and can probably be killed.
Can I shoot a fireball at it?
You may shoot a fireball at it. Yes.
Hold on. Question.
Answer.
What would be stronger, my fireball or me just running at it and slapping it with my fists?
So for you, magic just does 1 damage.
Then I'm gonna claw attack.
All right, Sato charges in, claws brandished.
Did I charge with my sword?
Kick some ass.
That would be standard kick some ass. Yep.
Well,
All right, on the verge of failure, Seto is charging in, and
someone? Anyway.
anyone got that juice? You guys are all in melee range, effectively.
I guess I'll help out. Well, not that I'm doing much lately. I'll probably fail, and then I'll make it worse.
Nice.
All right. Yes. So guys, someone roll help before we move on to Margot's.
I'll help.
All right.
You don't want it to be me with my -1.
Probably not.
Yeah, but if you fail, you get an experience
Are you
for it.
kidding me?
Nice.
Are you kidding me? That is all I
Nice.
can do.
So, hey, how do you help?
So what is he doing again?
He is charging in to attack with his claws, and you're effectively mounted on this thing.
Does it have a face or anything?
It is literally a giant like moss blob.
Man, I guess I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I stab it again.
All right.
Just for effect.
Yeah. You're not sure if you plunged
it.
it in, so you just keep stabbing it, and it's somewhat distracted. You can feel more of its tentacles wrapping up around your arm as you just keep driving it home, which distracts just long enough for Seto to strike out with his claws, which do 3 damage.
4
4?
or
3? Should be 3, I think. 2, yeah, I think it's 2 plus 1.
Yeah, 3.
All right, and that is to kick some ass. So the creature will strike out against you, and with your armor, you'll take 2 damage as its thorn whips will strike against you. So take 2, and then roll your thing. Well, watch him heal too. Shit. Okay. Damn, I shouldn't say anything. All right, take an additional. Unfortunately, your Wolverine healing backfires. And you can feel the briars begin to cut into you, Seto, as you did strike this thing with your claws, but if it's going down, you're coming with it. It slowly pulls you closer and closer, and you are intimately close with this thing now. And Margot, then you're now rolling to kick some ass with your blade.
Yeah. 4 damage.
All right, 4 damage. As you brandish your sword and begin to strike at this creature with your armor, go ahead and take 2 damage. More of its tentacles will rip out towards you, and as they strike into you and begin to dig into your flesh, you also can feel it. Your head feels like it's going to explode, Margot.
Yes, I stumble. I'm not looking very good.
No, you're not looking very good. Your eyes feel like they're bleeding. Your ears feel like they're going to pop. It's so much pressure inside you. You're like squeezing your teeth together, and you're trying to make sure you don't open your mouth so you don't actually bite your tongue off, just because you don't want to accidentally take any movements that you don't have to take. Everything hurts. Every step hurts. But you're able to push forward and push forward and push forward, and delivering the final blow, Margot. What do you do?
I do an M shape.
An M? Are you alphabeting?
Yeah.
All right. With a quick slash of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and Seto digging his claws deeper in. Zion, I'm assuming more fire magic.
Of course.
Well, of course. Swirling flames erupt from Zion as Carson is just going out with this needle, and you're digging deeper and deeper, Carson, as you actually see the core, and you stick the core with the needle, and this just howl comes off from this thing. You guys won't receive any damage from this, but another wave of psychic energy washes over everyone in this room, and you just feel this whole thing shudder, and the entire building begins to shake and shake and shake. And this massive green glob in front of you guys just erupts and explodes as moss goes flying everywhere, spattering the walls and just peppering and painting everything in this nasty gray and green goop as it almost begins to like rot as it just sticks to everything. And in the center, you see this small beating heart that's just shrinking and shriveling, stuck to the end of the needle that you're holding, Carson. And it's shrinking and just and orange light that was in it fades, and you can tell that it's over.
Nice.
Well, that was something.
Is Cornball in there?
Cornwall is on the floor, missing an arm.
Marco strikes again.
Can I walk up to him?
Bleeding, and he looks. The shock has almost left his face.
I'm gonna walk up over to him and slice his neck with my claws.
As you're walking up to him, let me know if you want to follow through this or not. But as you're walking up to him, you can see a new recognition in his eyes. He looks different now. He looks less manic. As he looks up to you, you see fear, but he looks different.
Like he's being controlled?
Yes. Are you following through, Seto?
Listen,
Up to you.
man's arm's off.
It's
He's
up to you.
probably gonna die anyways, and he
Nuh-uh.
created this whole mess.
I've already cut one arm off and the kid survived.
So
This all happens in a moment. It's up to you.
I am bloody. I am in rage mode. So slice.
Okay, you're a demon. That's perfectly fine. Seto, you walk forward and you think you see recognition in his face for a moment. You think, you're not sure. You don't know if he's trying to control you or lie to you, or if there was anything of Dr. Cornwall remaining. You're not sure, but you know what? It's not worth it. We can't find out. Just in case there's something still inside him, just in case the creature is still controlling him, we can't risk that. So you slice his throat, and you see him shudder, and Cornwall takes his final breath as he dies.
I take a couple swords towards the exit and pass out.
Yeah. We gotta go
yeah.
get what's his face.
Would anyone like to assist Margot, because she is on the verge of death?
Yeah.
Looking at her, you can see there's holes in her arms. You can see her ear is bleeding, her nose is bleeding. There's blood coming out of her. Almost every orifice in her on her head is leaking blood.
I didn't realize it was that bad. How can I help?
I just passed out. One more hit and I'm dead.
How do I help?
Let me heal you.
You can heal with magic.
I will heal you.
Oh, that sounds really dangerous.
It really does.
This is fine. I never mess up magic.
All right, what's the glitch?
I'll take 1 harm. It's fine.
Okay,
I'm
that's fair.
unstable now.
All right. Go ahead and
It's a
take.
trade.
Yeah, go ahead and take 1 harm, and then Margot, go ahead and heal 1 harm. You feel your splitting headache, Margot, ceases ever so slightly, and you think you can walk on your own now.
Passed out.
Okay.
Do I wake back up?
You fully passed out then?
Yes.
Okay.
I took a couple steps towards the door and passed out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're still passed out. Your dreams go from like super shitty to like slightly less shitty,
Slightly less shitty.
but still really shitty.
Only a little bit.
Hearing all that
Still pretty shitty.
hullabaloo, you guys see Mike kind of turn around the corner, and all around you, you see the vines rotting, and you hear cracks. You hear various sounds, but you can tell it's over. Everything's rotting slowly. And he looks at you all to see a group of bloodied individuals.
I turn back to my normal form.
Okay. Mike sees that Margot's on the floor, and he immediately rushes over to her and starts to dress her wounds a bit. He'll help you a little bit, but not enough to actually heal you. You can unmark unstable as he's assisting you. That way you won't bleed out further. He's doing what he can. He helps prop up Margot. He's not the strongest person, but he can help get her out. As he looks to,
I'm only 5'5". I'm kind of small.
yeah, as he looks to the three of you. I assume it's all over.
Should be.
Should be.
He looks
Well, we're
past
hoping.
Zion and Seto. The doctor is dead, I assume.
He is.
Shame. I didn't think there's anything left of him. He sounded manic. I heard him screaming. We should go.
Yeah. Sooner the better, I guess.
And with that, Mike assists Margot and the rest of you out of the facility. It's not very large.
One of my arms?
Hmm?
Can I bandage one of my arms?
Yes, I totally forgot. There's something you roll specifically for healing. What was it? My brain is not working. Regardless, don't worry about it too much. But yes, so we'll say along the way, you guys are quickly addressing your wounds because we're walking through the forest. And as we do, you see that the hallway is no longer permeated with this moss. The entrance, most of it has faded away and not necessarily turned to dust, but it's graying and turning brown and beginning to diminish into nothing. And it's going to be...
I assume I wake up to see this.
It's going to be a ways back.
This is going to be a hard walk.
About an hour and a half, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll drive the Hummer.
Please don't crash my baby.
But you guys are indeed...
That would be so unfortunate.
That'd just be awful.
What a
Not
It'd be
shame.
a shame if I just summoned a wall in front of it.
Jerks.
Really would. But with that, Mike is safe. The 4 of you were safe. Unfortunately, Dr. Cornwall passed. But you guys were able to stop this threat. Effectively, no unneeded deaths. as you guys pass, you do see that Jerry probably listened. He might have come back for something, but all the same, he's not there. He's still gone. But he might have came back for something. You're not entirely sure what. You see that the money's gone, Carson, so he took that. Now left the note saying thanks with a little smiley face.
Sorry, well, I'll try some at the bar later.
And heading out, so the end of session, effectively, as we get back into our Hummer, and then we'll say they sent a train for you, because why wouldn't they, to move on back. Y'all are bloody and messed up, and need pretty immediate medical attention, which you shall receive.
Yes.
And we'll say while you guys are contemplating this, there's a special box train just for you guys with medics and such, and drinks, and just relaxation in general. And then looking down our little list, we did complete the current mystery. That's a yes. Did you save someone from certain death? I would say yes.
Yes.
Did you learn something new and important about the world?
Moss people exist.
This is true. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Well, I definitely discovered Seto. It's
You
not
definitely
a
know
human
you're a
being.
guy.
Yeah, I definitely know. I'm just a guy.
All right.
I don't know whether to be relieved.
Well, we definitely know that just the guy can save the world.
Yes.
Yeah, with a lot of help from his friends.
You don't need superpowers. You don't need superpowers to save the world. Because of that, everyone go ahead and mark 2 experience.
Cool.
Mission wholly completed.
Level up.
I have
Hell
leveled
yes.
up.
Nice.
I only needed 1 to level up. So should I bring it down to 1?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It does carry over.
I'm gonna give myself +1 cool because I keep on rolling cool shit and it's a -1.
That seems like a really good idea. That seems like a great idea.
Yeah, I was not rolling well.
Yeah.
But-
There is the weird having low stats makes you level quicker, but it also kills you if you're really unlucky. So there's that trade-off.
I'm
Death is fine.
gonna. So I have 2 now that I need to do.
You're more than welcome to. So Roll20 is always open. So Carson, you can come back literally tomorrow night, morning, whatever, and level your character. Technically, this will be the end of our mini little campaign for Monster of the Week. So I zoomed out, I think. We'll either be doing something.
That says turn evil again, retire this character. They become one of the keeper's threats.
I believe that's for what you call it. Once you hit level whatever.
5.
Yeah, 5 it should be. Yeah.
Actually, it's 6. It's once you've taken.
Yeah,
5,
yeah. So there'll be
it's
level 6 then. Yeah, effectively.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, a lot of them are really cool actually.
Like, hey, I don't want to play my character anymore. Villain.
I mean, honestly, if you've been playing your character very villainously, that'd be a really fun turn for you. Just go, okay, cool. I'm gonna play a new hero, new dude, but go ahead and make me the next big bad or something, or make me working for some big bad evil guy. But yes, so we're basically going to be pausing this, possibly playing a new system next week. Like I said, any feedback you guys have with what you want to do, just.
But I'm having fun with this one.
But I love modern fantasy, so we are 100% playing more Monster of the Week. Maybe not in this day. It might be a Friday thing, or it might be a Saturday thing. Like I said, we'll figure it out. We're almost done with Overarms. We're 2 sessions away from finishing that. So once that's done, maybe we can make that day our permanent Monster of the Week day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll definitely figure that out. But in the meantime, it was very fun. Thanks for playing, everybody, and I will catch you all next week.